region?
Well, the starts are all important, particularly in these finals contests, Johnny, as we all know. KYNETON starting, got the breeze. They've probably got to be, what, 3 to 4 up at quarter time?
Yeah, you would think so, and you'd like Ben Waitman to get a few on the board extremely early. Not a really big crowd in the house compared to yesterday anyway, where they took a gate of 32,000. But for the start of the Bendigo football elimination final, here's Jock Clark.
Yep, curtains for the loser for the winner. They march into the second weekend of the finals. Up they go. Martin, first hands on the football. Got it down. No one could get it effectively. Looking for the takeout. Came back to Big Mardo. Threw it on the boot and wobbled it to half forward for the Dragons. Couldn't find a teammate. Crashing tackle. Ball spills free. The intent of the contest shown early. But the umpire said no. Free kick to the Dragons. Just outside forward 50. It'll go to Oscar McKinley.
Diving mark there was taken by Collins. Geez, that was a nice chest mark. He's only 40 out from goal. Pretty tight angle. Broadcast side. Collins, he's a smooth mover. He opens up the angle. Geez, he kicked it towards the point post. They fly. Comes to the back of the pack, only metres out from goal. Tigers under immense pressure here. And the ball goes over the boundary line and we'll have a throw in.
It's interesting to see how Height goes today. I think first game back for, he's missed a few. Might have missed 6, 7, you know. He... I think it's going to take him some time. Throw in, forward pocket for the Dragons. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Umpires picked out a free kick to Sandhurst. Dragons have got a free kick and a first opportunity for a shot on goal. Skinny Wharton's got it 35 metres out on a slight angle. And if the Dragons could start with a goal into the breeze, it would be very good indeed. Skinny Wharton normally pretty reliable. In he comes on the trusty left foot. Oh, gee, it faded. How was the fade on that in the last 10 metres of its flight? Through for a minor score. Called it all away, except when it went through the post. Minor score, the Dragons. 1 behind, 1 point. Tigers yet to score. Minute and a half gone first term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Harrison Huntley kicks a long ball. It's gone up onto the outer side wing. Cody Price is there for the Dragons. He'll give it to Craig. Craig to Martin now. By hand, Martin, a high ball. It's gone 70 up in the direction of McKinley. Tigers in the area. Joshy Govan, the skipper, just tracks it towards the boundary line. 40 out from the Dragons' goal, and we'll have a throw in.
I was with you there, Jock. I thought that was going to be a goal from Joel, but the breeze just got away at the last moment. It's favouring the City end, but it's really swirly. You can see it in the trees too, so difficult conditions for the players.
So throw in, forward pocket for the Dragons. Outer or swimming pool side. It's worked to the back of the pack. No one could get it effectively. Tiger defence come up with it. But a scrappy kick taken by Chambers. His hand pass was okay. Got it to Marnie. Marnie dishes it off. A kick over the centre. Tigers to half forward. Oh, nobody home. Cody Price had an absolute paddock. Picks it up. Drives wide to the outer side. Couldn't find a target. The Dragons go backward to go forward and further back, deep inside defensive 50. Now across the ground, they've got numbers. Back to Price, where it started. Inside defensive 50, straightens, goes down the wing, grandstand side and gives it away.
Huntley, he goes inside forward 50 to a leading Waitman who takes a good grab. 40 out from goal on a 45-degree angle.
Was that too much stuffing around by the Dragons?
Oh, well, they just tried to set it up like a chessboard, and with this wind, they just failed. You just got to be careful. Interesting text from Sean Philo, the joint coach of Kangaroo Flat, who agrees with Luke Beattie there, Jock. So
that's fair enough. Those coaches can say what they like.
You're allowed to have your opinion. Big shout out to Sean Philo. Also to Robbie Waters, who's listening as well, who can't be here. Benny Waitman just splits the middle for the Tigers. Puts their first one on the board. The Tigers go to 1 goal straight 6. The Dragons are 1 behind. We've travelled 6 minutes into the first, thanks to Aussie Disposals, as we take you inside local sport, finals footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, great kick for goal by Waitman, but all set up by Huntley. The intercept mark on the wing. Yeah, Price probably just kicked it a bit too high, but Sandhurst, they do like to back their skills, and they'll do that all match.
And of course, Ben Waitman and Mitch Scollard are 2 players which kind of need to fire today if they are to win. They've kicked 15 goals between them in the 2 games against Sandhurst this year.
Goals will be tough with this breeze. Doesn't matter which end you're kicking out, and that's a very good start to Waitman. Ball up, centre of the ground. Coughlin takes it, gets it back to a teammate in Rough. Dragons an opportunity to go forward. Oh, they got it on the wing outer side. Went back to Rough. He was tackled, lost it. Govan's got it for the Tigers. Hand pass over to the wing, and they come in board where Marnie takes it. So good work, Tigers. Billy Marnie's got it, centre of the ground, and he'll drive them up towards half forward.
Yes, he finds Foreman, who's probably halfway between the centre and half forward, where he's going to kick the footy. Foreman now, left footer, it's a low dart, and he just kicks it to the opposition, coughs it up to Cody Price, who's racking up the possessions here. He's underneath the scoreboard. Gum trees are absolutely swaying in this. It's more than a breeze, it's a wind. It's a long ball, however. He sends it up the line to the wing. Tigers at ground level working hard in the area. As a big man in Mangan. They dive on the football. Umpire blows his whistle, crosses his arms and says, give it to me. Kyneton 1 goal, straight 6. Sandhurst to 1 behind, 5 in the first as we get local finals footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Interesting, big Martin dropping back after ruck contest through the middle to be a loose man into back half for the Dragons. From the ball up, taken by Lee Coughlin, he's tackled to the ground, can't get it out, and the umpire will ball it up again. Still across half forward for the Tigers. So it's 1 behind to the Dragons, 1 goal to the Tigers. And the Tigers in the first quarter kicking with what, we estimate, probably a 3 to 4 goal wind. Up they go, ball up, tap over the back was good, but it couldn't be taken away by Megan for the Tigers. Plenty of numbers around the contest, hunting for a possession. Umpires picked out a free kick. It'll go to the Tigers. They've got it and running away with it. They'll kick it forward through Marnie.
And it was a poor kick, just intercepted by Montague for the Dragons. He'll come laterally again. They're working nicely through hand. He'll go short to Joel Wharton. So broadcast side, left half back just in front of us as we get local on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Finals footy, absolutely magnificent conditions as the ball by Wharton is kicked long down the wing. Good fly for the footy was Craig, got his hands on the football, couldn't grab it. Offering support was McKinley. Martin, however, he offers support. Handball, Craig. It's ugly footy. They're not going to be able to maintain possessions. It tumbles over the line, and we'll have a throw in on left half forward.
Tell you what, he's a big, strong man, Paddy McCarthy for the Tigers. He's doing some ruck work at the moment for them. He goes up against young Watson, probably a dead heat in the ruck. Megan takes it at ground level, then lost it in a tackle. So did a Sandhurst player. Ball in dispute on the wing, grandstand side. Skinny Wharton takes it, dances through the pack, then throws it on the left boot. High, inside forward 50. Nobody could judge it to get near it. Chance down there for the Tigers defence. Hand pass went loose. They're under the pump. They get it wide. There's a whistle on play.
Yeah, Green.
Oh, the umpire he's deemed...
Green's got a free kick.
He's deemed a throw, and it's a Dragons free kick. 30 metres out on a slight angle. Gee, I thought the Tigers' back half might have got themselves in trouble. And Seb Green will line up and try and kick the Dragons' first goal, Johnny.
Yeah, it's against the flow too with this breeze. It's a really strong breeze.
So Green for Sandhurst. Lines up. He won't have any trouble with the distance. Can he allow for the breeze? He can. Great kick. Puts it through. Takes the Dragons to 117. The Tigers are 1 straight. 7.5 gone. First term, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage.
An important goal there, Dolly, just for Sandhurst to re-steady their nerves early on in this clash.
Yeah, they haven't had too many opportunities inside 50. Great tackle by Green and reward for effort. But Kyneton the last few times going forward have just been kicking it straight to the opposition. They've got to improve on that.
They do. As the ball comes back into the middle, doing the ruck work will be Jordan Mangan for the Tigers. He's up against Martin, who's been in and out of this side with injury. It could prove to be a very, very positive inclusion in this side for the Dragons, but it's won by Mangan. He just runs forward and then kicks it long, 70 into the hot spot. Up they fly. He's looking for Rooch. Rooch is at the back of the pack with a big fist. That was good work as the pack forms at ground level, 20 metres out directly in front for the Tigers, and we'll have a throw up.
Got hands on that Scollard almost.
Yeah, he did. 1-1-7 Sandhurst. 1 point margin to the Tigers, 1 goal straight 6. 9 minutes in the first on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Ball up, 40 out from the Tigers goal. Oh, Billy Marnie just tried to crash the pack, couldn't get through. And he's been penalised for trying. It's a Dragons free kick. They'll go wide through rough. He finds his target mark taken. And they are still inside defensive 50. So now the Dragons go long down the outer side flank off hands. Big pack went for the mark and it's over and out of bounds for a throw in.
Brady Montague has those wheels on him, the bright green.
Not bad, are they?
Oh, jeez. And Foreman on the opposition for Kyneton, he's got equally as bright. As the umpire will fire it back in, outer side of the ground. Martin, a big fist. He'll punch it forward in the direction of Wharton. Wharton couldn't collect the football for the Dragons. Pack forms, ground level. Umpire blows his whistle and he'll throw it up.
There's a lot of people hunting a possession.
Yeah, there is.
Plenty of packs.
Swimming pool side. Umpire will throw it up. Up they'll go in the ruck. A lot of players around this football. See if we can get a clean possession here through Zach East. Couldn't get it. It's now the Tigers. I'll put it forward in the direction of Reece Megan. He'll flick it out to the outer side. He'll be looking for, looks like Wakeman's playing up in the field. He'll go one way and then the next. He just shrugged a tackle into the forward pocket. There's nobody home. It's Dragons and Timmy Martin will relieve the pressure.
Poor kick fell short. Martin plays on, goes across the ground. That's okay. Gives it to Alex Wharton, who takes the mark and plays on. The kick was mucked up. Joel Wharton to target. He couldn't take it. Tigers have got it. Megan, 45 out. Can't get around to have a shot. Goes backward. Gives it to Huntley. Huntley sets it up into the pocket. Up they go. Tigers grab. Scollard's got it. 20 out on an angle. Gee, that was a good grab.
It was.
It was set up for him, but that was terrific.
Yeah, and a great kick too. They've finally got a kick and to a player to advantage. That was the difference on that kick going forward.
Scollard had one defender in front of him and one at the back, and he judged it to perfection. Difficult to do in the breeze. Now a chance for the Tigers second. In he comes, fires at goal and puts it through. So the Tigers have two on the board. Mitch Scollard has one. And Benny Wakeman, the two key forwards on the board early. And the scoreboard shows the Tigers 2 straight 12, leading the Dragons 1-1-7. Thanks to Aussie Disposals, 11 gone first turn.
That'll do a lot for the confidence of both Mitch Scollard and Ben Waitman to get an early goal each in this game. Both of them were kept to just one goal last week, Dolly, so it's important they're up and about today. And I was just listening to Luke Beattie, the Tigers coach, and he had some very encouraging words to Jordan Mangan, saying that he was really impressed with his work rate, but just wants him to really focus on concentration, Dolly. So they're up and about, you'd say.
Yeah, they're playing very well, the Tigers, but Sandhurst defence, they're doing a great job as well.
Martin will do the ruck work for the Dragons. He won a double fister, but Wakeman's gone up into the middle for the Tigers as well. Dole is there for the Dragons. No clean possession. Hard tackling by Pascal Craig, who just bound them all up, and the umpire blew his whistle, and we'll do it all again, smack bang in the middle of the QEO. Umpire will throw it up. Let's see what Tim Martin can do. He's won every tap in the direction of Craig. Craig overran the football, couldn't grab it. Still smack bang in the middle of the hard centre wicket. Tigers, however, they'll drive it forward, inside forward 50. Chambers was there, but the ball just trickled in the direction of Scollard at his ankles. Couldn't pick it up. Right hard up against the boundary line. We'll have a whistle on play for one that's out of bounds. 2 goals straight, 12 Kyneton. Sandhurst a 1-1-7, 12.5 in the first as we get local Bendigo's Fresh FM.
See, another Dragons defender just getting over to that bit of play. Hamish Lay's another forgotten man this year for the Dragons. Would have played less than a handful of games. Up they go from the throw-in. No one can win it effectively ruck-wise. Martin tries to do his own roving and does so. Picks it up, throws it on the boot, just bounces on the line and goes over and out of bounds for a throw-in. Just outside forward 50 for the Tigers. Tigers 2 straight. Dragons 1-1. Tigers have the advantage of a good strong wind in this first quarter, and they've made the most of it so far with 2 shots on goal and 2 straight. There's the throw-in. Up they go. Martin can't get to the contest. Working to the front's taken away by Zach East. East goes short. Can't find a teammate. Craig intercepts. Got it at halfback for the Dragons. Goes across the ground. Good kick. And the mark's taken by Alex Wharton.
Yeah, it was dangerous into the corridor, but effective. They're playing high percentage football now. They'll bring it to the broadcast wing. Here's Wharton. This is Alex. An up and under kick in the direction of Collins. He hit the pack hard on half forward. Couldn't grab it. Dragons have the numbers. It somehow ends up in the direction of Collins again. He butted up his own ball. He's 48 out from goal. Tigers doing well though. Hard tackling. Green picks it up, however. Goes around the body towards the goal. It fades and fades late for a minor score. Sandhurst go to 1-2-8. Trailing Kyneton 2 goals straight. 12-14 in the first. Thanks to Aussie Disposals as we take you inside local finals footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Round are pretty even too at the moment. 2 centre clearances apiece. Inside 50, 6-5 of Sandhurst.
So the Tigers work it out of defence in the back pocket on the outer side of the ground where it's held up. Now the kick long, down towards half-back, out of sight. Ball, bouncing ball, beat the pack. Nobody could take it effectively. The Dragons win a possession, pop it up into the centre of the ground, and Wharton, that's Alex, takes the mark. He's been busy so far in this term and done well. Now he steadies and goes back. He wants some movement up forward. There's plenty of players there. Can't find a space. In fact, it wasn't Wharton. It was Luke O'Sullivan. Now he goes towards half forward. Up in front, Watson went up. Couldn't complete the mark. They work hard for it. The Tiger defence. Just outside defensive 50. Pack develops. Umpire has come in. He's played a free kick. It'll go to the Dragons. Taken by Holmes. He hand passed off to Wharton. Under the pump. He's thrown it on a boot and kicked towards the forward pocket. I reckon it might have gone over and out on the full, has it, Johnny?
No, Lee Coughlin's been given the mark and he'll drive it inside forward 50, but it's a poor kick, and Reece Mangan, deep into his defensive zone for the Tigers, has marked the football. He'll now slow it down. He'll go short by foot. That's effective. Finds a teammate in Bryce Hinnenberg. Still deep in his defensive zone. It's a low ball at the ankles of the big ruckman. It looks like, in fact it's not, it's Tom O'Sullivan wearing the number 12. Now he'll go, he'll whistle on play, and a 50 metre penalty. So I didn't see what that one was for.
Cross the mark, Dolly, was it?
Cross the mark, yeah. Umpire hadn't called play on, and the Sandhurst guy.
Now he's got the wind right up his ginger. He should really drive it long. He got into the hot spot, and Dan Davey took a strong contested mark, 40 out directly in front, and that was a good bit of play, Dolly.
It was a great bit of play. Davey obviously had to hide on his opponent then, but again a very good kick, but needs to convert here.
He does. It's only a 4-point margin to the Tigers, and we say that's at least a 3 or 4 goal breeze. Davey crosses the paint mark of 50. A long, strong kick that fades and fades by a long way in the end. Just snuck in for a minor. So the Tigers go to 2-1-13. The Dragons 1-2-8, 16.5 in the first. Thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bulk Carpets, as we take you inside local finals footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
A B grade netball score, 2 boys, and it was South Bendigo defeating Kangaroo Flat 34-25. So a 9-goal win to the Bloods over Kangaroo Flat in B grade netball.
So the Dragons, pardon me, bring the ball back into play. Long kick. Outside defensive 50. Big pack up. No one could take the mark. Close to the boundary line, pushed over and out of bounds for a throw in. Just outside forward 50 for the Tigers. Over half this first term, the term they've got the advantage of the wind with, has elapsed. They'd be looking for another couple, the KYNETON boys. There's the throw, and up they go. Martin won it to the back of the pack, but couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Working hard down there for them was Mitch Dole. He couldn't get it out. And the pack developing, and again the umpire will ball it up. I think the umpire's going to earn his money balling it up today, Johnny.
Oh, I reckon he will. It's real strong, hard contested footy, isn't it? As the umpire will throw it up, 51 out from goal for the Tigers. They've got the breeze to the city end. Ball's flicked out. They're going okay here. It was picked up by, looks like Chisholm's come into their side. Waitman's at the back of the pack. He sat into the nice little hot spot, sweet spot, ran into an open goal and popped it through. So the Tigers, just that goal, a well-needed one. They'll go to 3-1-19. They are leading 1-2-8. We have travelled 18 in the first, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
That's 2 unanswered goals now for Ironton Dole. And Ben Waitman's got his second at number 92 of the season.
Yeah, and it's amazing, just a quick kick from a pack, what it can do. And of course, Waitman and Scollard were both well positioned there, worked it out well.
Ball up, back in the centre. Up they go, dead heat. Scrappy kick, favours the Tigers. Bouncing ball to half forward, taken by Tommy O'Sullivan. Hand pass over the top to Marnie. Tigers now again. Inside forward, 50 marking contest. Waitman in front, almost. Couldn't take it. In fact, it was Scollard. It's 20 out from the Tigers' goal. Dragons defence under the pump. Will they run it through? They will. Hamish Lay. Well, it's a dead set free kick in Melbourne, not up here.
Yep.
And a minus score to the Tigers. They go to 3-2-20. The Dragons are 1-2-8, 19 gone first term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Cody Price sends it to the outer side of the ground. It's beyond 50. Wharton is there. That's Alex. Tracks it towards the boundary line. But the Tigers, here they'll come again. They're playing well. A lot different outfit to last week. Dragons, however, they win possession to Montague. Switches it wide to the broadcast side. On the left, looking for Collins to half forward. Couldn't get it. Dole's in the area. Also doing some really strong work was Mangan for the Tigers. But again to the back door. Montague backed up his own ball. Put it on the left. Inside forward 50. Looking for height near the boundary line. He tapped it nicely to Collins. Collins coughed it up, however, to the Tigers, who the Tiger player got pinged. And that was probably a bit red hot, Dolly, and there's going to be a free kick to the Dragons.
He's paid it,
He played on quickly.
Collins received a handball, quick shot at goal. Oh, it swung. Oh, gee, that nearly was a goal. Unbelievable.
That swung 15 metres.
It did.
Yep. When going that in, you got to kick, aim for the left point post. Or
Terry
the south
Alderman would have
Bendigo.
been happy with that. 1-3-9 Sandhurst, Kyneton 3-2, 20 in the first on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
You've got to aim for Kangaroo Flat and bring it back.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep. Incredible.
So the ball over the line and out of bounds. Half forward for Sandhurst, out of sight. It's a legend of women's football going past, Andrea Walsh. She's kicked plenty this year in a successful season, and good on her. From the throw-in, taken away by the Dragons. Kick towards half forward. Tiger defence stands up. Huntley takes the mark. Right on defensive 50. Harrison Huntley goes wide. Wanted Megan. Went over his head. Thumped away. Loose ball. Chases on. Big Martin gets there first. Well done, Marto. Showed the pace. Picks it up. Then goes back down the wing on the outer side to a contest. No one could take the mark. Crummers needed. Plenty of them. They were with Sandhurst. They throw quickly. Put it on the boot and kick it to half forward. Couldn't find a teammate. Any of them. Kicked back high towards the wing. Tough to try and grab it with that swirling breeze. So it's still in dispute. It's on the wing, out of side. No one can get it effectively. Close to the line, couple of good tackles laid. Umpire lets them go until now and says, I'll ball it up.
We're seeing a lot of stoppages, Dolly, because of the breezy and blustery windy conditions. A lot of changes too on the interchange too, quite regularly.
21 gone first term, 1-3-9 Dragons, 3-2-20 Tigers, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage.
Tigers have now got it across half back. It's a handball, it's okay. Let's see what they do with this football. Still across half back, bouncing footy. It'll be a 2-on-2 contest. Price hit the ball and the pack hard. Won it for his teammate in Collins at ground level for the Dragons.
Well done.
But it was really well done by the Tigers. What did you see there, Dolly?
Oh, just like the tackle of Kelly. He got bumped out of the way, but second effort and rewarded for a great tackle.
Yeah, Taylor Kelly, he goes short and he'll find Darcy Kelly to the outer side wing. It's nervous. They'll cough it up. Now it's Dole for the Dragons. Handball in the direction of Green. If the ball will sit for him, it does. He goes one way, then the other. Lost his footy. Now the Tigers. It'll be Foreman. Tried to burst through a pack. Umpire said you can't do that. Advantage to Dole. Dole runs to half forward. A long ball to a leading Christian Hyatt, who marks at 15 out on a pretty tight angle.
I tell you what, the energy there of Mitch Dole is absolutely sensational. He created the first opportunity, then Kyneton sort of got it back, then he applied a tackle, then he got the loose ball and he kicked it inside 50 to Christian Hyde. A great team passage of play.
Based on this, the previous kick, Height will have to start this 25 metres to the left. He does, and he puts it through.
Great kick.
Wasn't it what? Sandhurst go to 2-3-15, Kyneton 3-2-20. We're at the back half of the opening term in this elimination final. Thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage as we take you inside finals footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Here's Nathan Dole.
Yeah, that goal all set up by Sandhurst pressure, but again, Kyneton at half back, they were just over-possessing the ball. They needed to get it and kick to half forward, but you're just turning the ball over and Sandhurst made them pay.
Tough at any stage, but in windy conditions, the more attempts you make, bigger the chance you're going to stuff it up, and that's what they did.
Exactly.
They gave it back. Ball up centre of the ground. Martin gets it down. Can't find a teammate. Chance for the Dragons through Skinny Wharton. Good win. Got it into Montague. Montague to lead Coghlan. Coghlan to East. Back to Coghlan. Coghlan now for the Dragons. Kicks inside forward 50. Up they go. Nobody could take the mark. Play on the call. Worked out to Seppi Green. He's in trouble. Gets out a hand pass back to Joel Wharton. Throws it on the boot from 45 out. Bends and curls and twists. And in fact, I think it might be...
Free kick to Tigers, I think.
Free kick to the Tigers. Last line of defence. Very last line of defence. They'll squeak out of trouble.
Yeah, the Dragons' intensity is up as it goes beyond 50. Big Timmy Martin got a fist on the ball and it goes over the boundary line and in for a throw-in.
Sandhurst have had more of the ball, I reckon, in the last 10 minutes. That's shown with their inside 50s too. They've really picked it up in that area 7 now in favour of the Dragons.
Out of side, umpire hurls it back in. Geez, it hung up in the breeze. Timmy Martin won the tap, then he received a handball, banged it on the boot, will put it inside forward 50, but the wind just takes it and puts it out of bounds on the full, and we'll have a Tigers free kick. So Tigers, I would have thought they would be in front by more than this with this breeze. They've got it deep in the back pocket. It's a long ball, out of side, down the line. It's gone 70 metres. Timmy Martin was in the contest again. Waitman's there for the Tigers. Somehow got it to a teammate in Brazil. Brazil now kicks it long, looking for Hindenburg. It's inside forward 50. 45 out from goal. All players doing well to keep their feet. Wharton is there. This is Alex. He's done well. But Tigers with the numbers coughed it up again. O'Sullivan now for the Dragons. He kicked it and he was upended as he kicked it, which forced the ball over. And it'll be out of bounds on the full, and probably Benny Waitman has got the leg here because he's only 40 out from goal with a pretty strong breeze behind his back.
He's ambled over to make sure he was the one to take the free kick, didn't he?
You wouldn't want it in anyone else's hands, would you?
No.
Yep.
Gee, this is a tough kick though with that breeze from there.
Yeah.
This is almost impossible.
Tell you what, Jock, it's the strongest it's been all day right now, literally.
It'll go to the line, and it's touched.
Oh, gee.
I thought that was going to be through. Yep. 3-3-21 Tigers, Dragons 2-3-15, 25.5 in the first. Thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bulk Carpets, as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So a goal of difference, closing on quarter time of the elimination final. For the loser, she is all over Red Rover for 2017. As we wait for the Dragons to bring it back into play. Christian Height now, down the defensive end, does the kicking in. Gee, the breeze got onto it, went close to the line. And in fact, it is a Sandhurst mark. I reckon it blew into that bloke's arms. And he's marked it just inside the boundary line. And a scrappy kick. Just struggles at outside defensive 50. The Tigers might win it back. They will, but a poor kick gives it back to East. East takes it for the Dragons. His kick straight to a Tiger player on his own on the wing, who goes back to half forward and gives it to Chambers. Chambers to Megan, under the pump, caught in a tackle, got out a hand pass. Tiger player grabbed, Collett caught, no!
Too high.
Grabbed high, said the umpire. Tigers free kick at half forward, maybe half a kick too far out. Player to take it, Ethan Foreman.
Foreman, he'll have a leading Waitman. Oh, he got a lot of the ball. His arms were chopped, and he's been paid a free kick, 45 out. And this has opened up an angle compared to the last kick. He'll have the leg. He's got a strong breeze right behind him. Loves a goal to the city end. At the 27-minute mark here. Just need to extend the lead to make the most of this opening term. The opening breeze. Foreman, he bunts at it. It's a poor kick. Oh, hit the pack there with Scollard, and we've got a whistle on play, have we?
Tigers free kick.
Tigers free kick.
Yeah, it's a free kick, I believe, to Scollard from that. In fact, no, it's not. It's not going to Scollard. It's going instead to the Tigers. With something off the ball, it's going to Jordan Mangan, so golden opportunity for him. 5
metres out, directly in front. He'll need to kick through the football. He just bunts at it, but pops it through for the Tigers. They take the Tigers to 4-3-27. Sandhurst at 2-3-15. We're in red time here in the opening term, thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bulk Carpets on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And a bit of a skirmish at centre half forward here.
There is few players involved in that at the moment. Christian Height and Mitch Dole among it. Tim Martin now.
Sandhurst player down on his hands and knees and doesn't look too good.
No. Is it Andy Collins? No.
I'm wondering if it's Nick Stagg, personally. I can't verify that just at this point. The doc's just gone out there. It was Nick Stagg, actually, who applied that strong tackle, which got the player caught high over the shoulder before, which helped to set up that last passage of play. There was nothing malice in it. It was just Nick Stagg giving it his heart and soul, and I'm pretty sure that is Staggy now, just getting up. But, yes, he is getting up slowly, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Well, Stagg in the hands of the doctor and the trainers, so play momentarily held up. Scoreboard shows KYNETON 4-3-27. Sandhurst 2-3-15. 28 gone on the time clock. Maybe a minute and a half to go this first quarter. And the Tigers have had the advantage of the breeze. All clear. Play underway. In the centre of the ground, Mangan got it out, but he infringed on Big Timmy Martin, said the umpire. And Martin's got the free kick for the Dragons in the centre of the ground. So he will drive them forward with a big kick. Up inside forward, 50 out in front. Collins Got to be, hasn't it?
Yep.
An absolute ripper. Class player. How could I not know it's him? But he's too far out to score into the breeze. Goes with a pass, gets the lead. Good work, Dragons. Mark has been taken by Pascal Craig. Probably got to kick it from 45 on a little bit of an angle and with a tricky breeze. So this is a tough assignment for Pascal Craig.
And good news for Sandhurst.
Oh, this is off a little pass back to Collins. Oh, where's the defence? Gee, most dangerous player inside forward 50. They've had a snooze and he's taken a mark out in front on his own. Now Collins, the journey well within him, and he'll line up and probably have to kick it from about 35.
Can't afford to have 40 winks this time of the afternoon, Jock, but Nick Stagg back up, running around. He looks fine.
Well, he won't play on, that's for sure. Collins comes in, fires at goal, and has put it through for a minor score. Quarter time in the elimination final here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, and it's the KYNETON Tigers 4-3-27 in front of the Sandhurst Dragons 2-4-16.
Well, that was an interesting opening term there, Nathan Dole. They really went hard at the football.
They did a lot of pressure, obviously finals pressure and elimination final, so certainly the pressure from both teams is great. I think Sandhurst, certainly their work rate through midfield was probably the telling factor in that quarter. They had it as much inside 50, if not more, Jock.
Nothing vicious or malicious, just a push to say, mate, are you awake, you ready? Second one's going to start.
What would have Seb Green's old man done back in the day?
Knocked him out. Absolutely knocked him out.
He would have for sure.
Yeah. Of course, those days are well gone, Johnny, and we're grateful for that, aren't we?
That we are. Second term action, elimination final. This is Jock Clark.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Martin's in there against Harris for the Tigers. The Dragons will get the takeout. Scrappy old kick towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Tiger defender gets there and he's locked up straight away. No chance, Darcy Kelly, at all to get rid of that. He's rolled over. He's paid the free kick, has he?
Yeah, he has.
Gee, can't believe that. Oh, Green's got the free kick. He's gone laterally and found a teammate. 45 out directly in front. Lee Coughlin has taken the mark and an opportunity for a Dragon shot at goal early in the second term.
You want to reward a tackler, but there was no prior opportunity there.
Went straight into him, bounced into his arms, he grabbed it and he was grabbed.
Yep.
Gee,
but
I'm surprised about that. However, I haven't got the whistle. So Lee Coughlin from right on 50 goes for home and just pushes it wide. Gee, got the journey all right. Hit the post, said the goal umpire. Minor score. Early in the second term for the Dragons. They go to 2-5-17. Tigers 4-3-27. 10-point ball game. Minute gone. Second term. Thanks to Aussie disposals.
The ball be sent wide to the outer side. Montague flew early and a free kick's been picked out. And it might be going the way of Lay for the Dragons. A push off the footy. 10-point margin here. He'll go short inside forward 50. There's a pack of Dragons just everywhere. Need to be careful here, Tigers. 40 metres out from goal. Umpires pinged, however, a Dragons player. And it'll be a free kick to go the way of the Tigers. So with the footy, this will be O'Sullivan. Tommy O'Sullivan will send it wide, outer side wing. Chambers is in the area for the Tigers, but the Dragons have the numbers. They'll maintain possession of the football. It'll be now a long ball inside forward 50 to a leading height towards the scoreboard. It comes off his ankles and we'll have a throw in. 4-3-27 Tigers. Sandhurst 2-5-17. 10-point margin. 2 minutes into the second elimination final day here at the QEO on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Dragons doing all the attacking early in this second term. They still trail by 10 points from the throw in. Plenty of numbers from both sides around the contest. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up again. 45 out from the Sandhurst goal. Up they go. Harris, tap over his shoulder. Can't put a teammate on the end of it. Umpire's picked out a free kick. And it'll go to the Tigers. Deep in defence. Player to take it'll be the captain, Josh Govan. Now he finds a gap, so he plays on. Runs his measure, Govan. Goes to half forward. That's okay. And delivers the ball to Tommy O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan will go to the wing and he'll find Hamish Govan. Broadcast side. Sold some candy. Went one way, then the next. Gave it to Clancy by hand. Clancy runs a long way. Then will send the ball long inside forward 50. But there's nobody home. It's all the Dragons and a nice relieving mark.
There was nobody home, as you say, Johnny, and that's why they had to work it wide at first Kyneton, because literally all players were in one half of the ground. They had no one to kick to going forward.
Well, Scollard got caught behind. They need to send the runner out, tell him he's against the wind this quarter.
Price sends it dangerously inboard. That was okay. Handball now comes to Holmes. Holmes, a long 70-metre ball, inside forward 50. Stagg picks up the ball, one-handed, goes around the body and fades. Promising build-up. Dragons 2-6-18, Tigers 4-3-27, 3.5 in the second, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
They've got a small forward line, Dragons. They've got Stagg, they've got Dole, Height, and Andy Collins, the tall timber, down there. But gee, what about the talent of those four?
Yep.
Dangerous, dangerous forward line.
A lot of class, certainly when it hits ground level. And Stagg wasn't far away with that kick for goal.
And very quick too, all those guys.
So the Tigers, they'll bring it back into play. Huntley plays on, goes long, clears defensive 50, can't find a teammate. Ball goes over the line, wasn't touched, said the boundary umpire, and it'll be a Dragons free kick. Timmy Martin, quick to point that out to the umpires.
Well, the field umpires intervened and said it was actually touched, so there will be a boundary throwing.
He's overruled, Jacko.
He has indeed.
Throw in, half forward for the Dragons, out of sight of the ground.
Tigers have by 9 points here at the QEO, off half back. Foreman, a little dinky left into the middle of the ground. It's to a contest. Govan did well. They've just got the numbers here. Tigers, they push it just in front of the centre circle. Coming back the other way, however, Green did well. Gives it to Wharton. He's tackled. Geez, there's some good tackling going on in the middle. And it'll be a free kick.
You're right, Johnny. It's great tackling. It's ferocious.
Yes, it is. Tigers will have a free kick. It'll be Joshy Govan. He'll dish it off by hand. He'll give it to Reece Megan. Megan now sends it into the forward pocket. Comes to the back of the pack. And there's a whistle on players there. There is.
Dragons free kick.
And a free kick will go to Hamish Lay.
Yep. So the last couple of inside 50 entries for the Tigers, they've given away a free kick in marking contests. Not what they desire at this stage.
I think there's a report,
Is there?
I think so. The umpire looked like he's grabbing for the book.
I'm thinking the same thing, Dolly, and I've heard a whisper in the crowd about that too, so we'll confirm who it is, but I'm pretty sure the book is out.
Yep.
Well, he looked at the back of the player on the mark, the Tiger player now running towards us. Jacko, who's that? Just crossing defensive 50, Jacko.
Dan Davey.
Running towards you.
I can see who it is. I'll get back to you in a sec, John.
Dan Davey.
Dan Davey.
So, free kick, report, and 50 metres. All the recipients, the Dragons.
Hamburger with a lot, Jock.
Yeah, pretty much. Games like this we saw yesterday in the Loddon Valley Grand Final. How things like that can take a toll on the end result. So it looks like we're finally about ready to restart play with the Dragons free kick between centre and centre wing, up towards forward 50. Nobody could take the mark. Plenty of players around the contest. It's taken out there by Andy Collins for the Dragons. He's locked up in a tackle. In fact, it was Alex Wharton, and the umpire's going to ball it up right on Dragons forward 50. 6.5 gone, second term, 18 plays 27, Tigers in front.
Montague picks up the football, will go around the body. It only goes 30 metres in the direction of McKinley. Still 35 out from goal. Dragons, feigning for a free kick there was Josh Govan for the Tigers, and he might be rewarded one. Probably just got one over the ear. And it will be a Tigers free kick. Let's see what they can do off half back. In fact, it was Marnie. Marnie had the free kick. A short kick went laterally. Don't know if it went the desired distance. Umpire said it's okay. And we'll have a free kick. So the mark taken by Reece Megan. Now Megan, he'll drive it long. It's a high ball, holds up in the breeze and goes about 3 rows back. Out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will go to Josh Hahn for the Dragons. And poor mistake in elimination final.
Well, what is it with these players I can't understand with this breeze? You just can't hug the lines.
No, you can't. Now, a long ball by Hahn. Into forward 50. Up they'll fly. Another whistle on play. Umpires are getting involved here, and a hold will go the way.
A lot of free kicks.
Yeah, it'll go to Pascal Craig, and he'll line them up for Sandhurst. Well, they've got 2-6 on the board. Inaccurate kicking, but they'll need this one.
He can kick a goal too, Cods. Pascal Craig has got the footy now. Well, with Dan Davey off with that report, he's off for 15 minutes, which means that they're one less player on the ground at the moment, Kyneton, and fair to say that Luke Beattie wasn't impressed when he came off.
Kicking to the city end. That holds up as well, but it's pretty good. That was unusual to kind of held up and kicking into the with the breeze, but he kicked truly. So Sandhurst now go to 3-6-24. They are trailing Kyneton 4-3-27. 8 minutes into the second, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage, as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM. This is the voice of Nathan Dole.
Yeah, certainly Sandhurst there finally rewarded for effort, but I've been really impressed with Kyneton's tackling. It's matched what Sandhurst dished it up in the first quarter, so Kyneton will need to keep that going though.
3-point ball game, ball up, centre of the ground. Martin gets the tap out, but it went straight to Waitman from the centre of the ground now. He's moved forward, inside forward 50, great kick. Good work out of the centre Tigers, and the mark has been taken 30 metres out directly in front. And Mitch Scollard, he's already kicked one. He knows where the goals are, but the wind is tricky. He throws it up, he grabs it, and he lines it up.
Start at left, Jock, way left.
This would be a good answer for the Tigers. They're all important. Scollard comes in, starts at left, judges it beautifully and kicks a goal for the yellow and blacks. They go to 5-3-33. They are leading the Dragons, who are 3-6-24. That is on the Aussie Disposal scoreboard. And we have played just over 9 minutes of time, second term.
It's a 9-point lead to Kyneton at the 9-minute mark, as you say, Jock. And good to see both Scollard and Wade goals apiece. Dolly, the centre at the moment, it's 4 apiece for both sides. Inside 50, Sandhurst 15 to Kyneton 12.
Darcy Harris will do the ruck work for the Tigers against Timmy Martin of the Dragons. Absolutely blazing sunshine here at the QEO and the lights are on, so go figure. Contest at ground level, another whistle on play. Umpires are dishing out a heap of free kicks.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
He'll go to Harris by hand. He'll go to Waitman, who's playing in the middle. Handball to a teammate, which is okay, which he'll send it long, looking for Scollard. Scollard got hands on the ball, couldn't mark it. 48 out, he tracked it nicely, overran the football. Tigers with numbers. Can they make possession? Harris backed up his own football and he was caught with the football, tried to burst through the pack.
Yeah.
And the free kick will be given to Pascal Craig.
Doing a bit of work both ends of the ground, big Codsey.
Yeah, he's had a lot of the footy, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Of course, he had a bit of a spell a number of weeks ago, but he's doing well back into the side.
Bit of long service leave.
Yeah, that's right.
Holiday thanks to Her Majesty. So, no, I don't mean that.
No, you don't.
The judiciary.
Yes, exactly.
Get that right, boy. Craig's kicked long across the ground. Great kick. He's found Stagg in space, who runs off, goes long, deep into the pocket. Wanted Dole, just can't get there, and the ball bounces over the line and out of bounds for throwing. In fact, might not have been.
A hand, I think
Stagg.
it might have been.
Yeah, it came from hand. It was a great kick from Craig, wasn't it?
It was.
Found a player in space 60 metres away. Tough to do that in windy conditions. Throwing forward pocket for the Dragons. Up they go. Huntley takes it. They take him. He's lost it in a tackle. It's 45 out from the Dragons' goal. Plenty of numbers hunting the handle on a football. Nobody can get it out. Pack develops ball up. 11 and a half gone second term, 24 plays 33. The Kyneton Tigers in front at this stage of the second term in the elimination final.
Umpire throws it up, height shark the ball, he grabbed it out of the air and then he put it long and high into the corridor. Only 30 metres out from goal. Let's see what Sandhurst can do with this football. Craig, another possession, goes to the back door to East. East, standing start from 45. Horrible copter ball that just goes through for a minor score. Sandhurst now 3-8-26, trailing Tigers 5-3-33, 12 in the second, thanks to Aussie Disposals, as we take you inside local finals elimination football on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Just waiting on Huntley to get the footy. Little kid retrieves it for him. And Harrison Huntley will bring it back into play for the Tigers. Kicking in from the city end of the ground against the breeze. Gee, played on. Found a teammate, looked a bit dodgy for a while. The Dragons players almost got to it but didn't. And another little kick, and a mark is taken by Kelly. So Kelly goes down the line, tries to hug it and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And again, I say, someone tell the Tigers, it's windy. Don't hug the lines. Kick inside forward 50. The Tigers will get out of trouble again. Kick, not all that well directed. Dole can't pick it up, can't find the handle. Megan through the traffic, got out a hand pass, worked backwards, taken for them down there by Hindenburg. He's lost it in a tackle. Pack develops, umpire balled it up just outside the Dragons forward 50.
Tigers by 8 goals here, Jock. 8 goals. 8 behinds. 8 goals. Geez, Rob Waters just almost...
They've just loved you in their man caves in Kyneton.
Spilled his coffee. Pascal Craig does the ruck work, and he was held, and he'll have a shot at goal a long way out, but he's probably got the leg, 55 here.
It's the Pascal Craig show at the moment.
He's been super, hasn't he? We'll get a good look at this football. He's right in front of us, broadcast side. Left footer, he puts it long, high, won't make the distance. It goes to the goal square. Height got a bit of purchase on that ball, but tumbles over for a minor score. Screaming for a free kick. Height, he's not going to get one. No point doing that.
Brought in his barrister.
Sanders,
QC.
3-8-26, Kyneton 5-3-33, 14 in the second. Finals football on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So the kick out of defence, clears defensive 50, Pack go up, no one could mark it. It's tough to take a pack mark in these conditions. Tigers at ground level might have the numbers, but the forwards of Sandhurst are tackling pretty well. And the pack develops, the ball's locked up, and it'll be thrown up again right on forward 50. Tackling from both sides has been pretty good.
It has.
And it's tough work in and around the contest. Up they go. Martin got it down. Couldn't find Lee Coughlin. Another pack develops. Plenty on the bottom. When they go to the pack and the ones on the bottom, Johnny, the rest of them just stand around and watch.
Yeah, they do. But look, it's been a big contested, strong game, so really enjoying the contest.
Throw up again, right on the Dragons' forward 50-metre arc.
Yeah, let's see what we can do with the football here with the Dragons. Coughlin got one too high underneath the chin as it tumbles towards the line. We'll have a throw in. And Pascal Craig, Nathan Dole, have to be really impressed by his game at the moment.
Yeah, his work rate's been terrific. I think Jock called it before. He's winning the ball at half back, and then 30 seconds later he's winning the ball at half forward. So yeah, great effort by him, and a terrific player to watch.
Let's see what he does with this football, because he's at the base of the pack from Martin, and I reckon Martin will look for him. He looked straight for him. He tapped it in his direction. However, Tigers were good enough. It was an ugly ball, however. It only went 15 metres. Montague did okay, but the Tigers through Reece Magan to the wing. It was a poor kick. Hand intercepted for the Dragons. He sends a long one inside forward 50.
Great mark.
But it was a great mark, and Harrison Huntley will relieve the pressure.
Gee, he can play. Goes wide. That's okay. Finds Hindenburg. He's got some space. Kick into the centre of the ground. Not good. Might have turned it over. Dragons will get it back, but the kick was partially smothered. It just goes to half forward. Tigers got it with numbers. Might have mucked it up. Can they get out of trouble? They're under the pump. Umpire has pinged them. One too many Tigers, too close to each other with the handball. Marnie was pinged. Free kick. He'll go to the Dragons. They go wide to Timmy Martin, who marks right on forward 50. Big Timmy just pops it up to the hot spot. Wants Christian Height, caught at the back, off hands over and out of bounds for a throw in. So the ball will be thrown back into play right next to the behind post, deep into the Dragons forward zone. They're 26, trailing the Tigers 33, 7-point ball game, 16 minutes gone second term. Dragons have got the breeze this second term, and it's a very good contest.
Christian Height put up his hand to claim the ruck work, and then he just tried to grab the ball out of the ruck, which you can't do, and he lost it. So the free kick will go to Huntley, who sends it wide, looking for...
Oh, he's kicked it out on the full again.
Brazil, and kicked it out on the full.
That's
55 out from goal.
For this quarter, they've kicked out on the full.
Alex Wharton, recipient of a free kick here.
It's certainly a 3 or 4 goal breeze, as we're saying to the city end. They have to make the most of it this term, Sandhurst.
Wharton sends it long towards the goal square, tumbles towards the point post and goes in for a minor score. So let's reset here. It is 3-9-27 the Dragons, 5-3-33 the Tigers, 17 in the second thanks to Aussie Disposals, as we take you inside local elimination finals football on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Huntley doesn't know where to go. Eventually kicks out wide, and it's stumped over the line and out of bounds for a throw. I mean, I appreciate Luke Beattie wouldn't want the Tigers to come back into the corridor with the Dragons having the breeze and give them easy set shots at goal.
Yep.
But, you can't hug it.
No.
You've probably got to play, you've got to allow a 10-metre margin of error from the throw-in. Plenty of numbers around the contest. The pack develops, and the umpire will ball it up again. About 40 metres out from the Dragons' goal.
It's been 50 metres. 2, Jock. 11 inside 50s to 4.
In favour of the Dragons, Jacko.
It is. That's right.
Haven't used them. What have they kicked so far this quarter? 1 goal?
1 goal for Sandhurst in this quarter to Kyneton, 1 goal straight.
Scoring's dried up from both sides. Ball's worked over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Half forward for the Dragons, out of sight of the ground, just outside their 50-metre arc.
Timmy Martin will do the ruck work against Jordan Mangan. Umpire hurls it back in. Martin just used his body extremely well. However, Govan was there for the Tigers and got one too high. He gives it now to Megan by hand. Need to be careful. Goes back to Govan. They're mucking around. Back to Megan. They've coughed it up. Coughlin. Now he gives it there to Montague. Montague by hand. Just a contest to see players out of side, and we'll have a ball up. So both sides coughing it up one way or another on that occasion, and we'll have a ball up 70 out from goal.
Tell you what, they only got back into that, the Tigers. They gave it away. They got back into it with 2 really good tackles.
They did, yeah.
Ball up right on forward 50 for the Dragons. Hit in board. Here's a chance for a centering kick. Oh, Collins, no, was chopped off by Huntley. Great defence. Now he swings it wide. Wants a teammate out there, the player chasing the footy down, Foreman. Can he pick it up? He can. Puts on the afterburners. Kicks close to the boundary line. Oh, bounces just inside. And over and out for a throw-in. I thought they were going to get number 6 there, Dolan.
Yep, I think he meant that, the way he kicked it. But he's a great player to watch, Ethan Foreman.
So a throw-in just outside forward 50 for the Dragons.
Let's see what Timmy Martin can do. He's been using his body well this afternoon in the ruck. He wins the tap again. Goes into the corridor for the Tigers. Oh, Safstrom did well. Hands it off to a teammate who hugs the boundary line looking for Waitman. And fortunately just touched the ball as it goes out of bounds. And on this occasion it will be a throw in. True centre wing position. Here it is, the Tigers by 6. 33 playing 27. Nearly 20 minutes in the second in the elimination final here. The loser will be out. Foreman now on the wing for the Tigers.
Oh.
Just weaved his way through the traffic. Finds McCarthy on half forward, left half forward. Kicking to the Barnard Street end. Now he'll look to go long. He drives it. Let's see what happens here. Was good work by Schollard. Picked up, offering support was Reece Megan. Puts it on the left to the top of the square. But the numbers, however, with Cody Price and a long ball out of side. A nice pass to Brody Montague.
Too many Dragons in defence. Montague kicks, finds Collins, centre of the ground for the Dragons. Turns, beautiful kick inside forward 50. Can't put height on the end of it. Working with him down there is Kelly. He's been good today, Kelly on height. Picks it up, goes to half back. Up they go. No one could take the mark. Marnie the crumb wants support and gets it. Tigers out of trouble. McCarthy marks, centre of the ground. Work to Tommy. Down there O'Sullivan, who goes with a left footer towards half forward. Can he find a target? He can. Chance for the Tigers. Inside forward 50. Waitman went up in front. Couldn't drag down the mark. It's loose. Right on Tigers forward 50. Dragons defence scramble it out of trouble. High kick towards the centre of the ground. In front, Wharton went up. That was Skinny. He couldn't drag down the mark. Pack develops. Umpire lets him play. Marnie lays a great tackle on Lee Coughlin. Can't get it out. Still between centre and centre wing. Now a chance for Oscar McKinley. He picks it up. Kicks inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Collins the target. Can't take the mark. They've got support. Skinny Wharton picks it up. Then he was tackled. Lost the footy. 15 out from the Dragons goal. Attempted kick off the ground. Nothing in it. Taken by Dole. Tackled. Lost it. Tiger defender's got it. He's dragged to the ground. And the umpire will ball it up 25 out. Terrific passage of play, both sides.
Absolutely, and a sensational tackle there, Jock.
I'm buggered. I've got to sit down.
Joel Wharton, I can understand that. You need a breather, Jock. But let's not forget either that Kyneton is still a man down with Dan Davey on the bench. So 5 on the bench at the moment for Kyneton, which means they're 1 less on the ground.
Stagg got up really gingerly there, holding that knee, Jacko, the knee that's bandaged. Correct me if I'm wrong, did he have a Rico or not? But 15 metres out from
he
goal.
certainly had issues with his leg earlier this year and missed a lot of footy this year.
Deep in the Dragons' defensive goal, and we see the Tigers. Saw it a lot yesterday. Joshy Govan just handballed over the line, and we'll have a point. So that will be Kyneton Tigers a 5-3-33, Sandhurst 3-10-28, 22.5 in the second on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Dan Davey, 15 minutes. Must be close, Jacko? Surely.
If I can find out.
Yeah, see if you can find out. Tigers have got it on defensive 50. Long way from home. Now the kick up high to a contest. In front, Dragon player went up, couldn't take the mark, and the ball spills over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Was Arthur Rootsy out there?
Arthur.
Big Arthur.
Funny name, that.
What?
There was a movie called Arthur.
There was too.
Yeah.
33 playing 28 here. It is Kyneton. They've got the lead. It's in the forward zone, however, for the Dragons. Pascal Craig went in hard. Now the ball comes to the wing for the Tigers. Let's see what they can do with this footy. Good hard tackling by Holmes. And he's been relatively quiet today, Dolly, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Haven't seen a lot of him, or certainly haven't been calling him a lot, but he's out there, Holmes.
He is. Now the umpire will throw it up. Up they go in the ruck. Doing the work there was big Lockie Watson. The Tigers will now kick it to half forward. Let's see what they can do with this footy. McCarthy, he just dishes it off. There, that was to Tommy O'Sullivan. Into the pocket. Tracking the football, however, is Hahn. Hahn for the Dragons. He'll send it beyond 50 and diving after the ball. Couldn't maintain possession. The Dragons. McCarthy now for the Tigers. He'll dish it off to a teammate. It's a ball, a low dart ball, and Scollard has taken a diving mark 20 metres out directly in front.
Might have come, did that come from Tommy O'Sullivan?
Yeah, I think it was
did.
Tommy.
Not his best kick, but he got it to a teammate. That's all he had to do.
Just kicked it in the general direction,
He
I
did.
reckon, and
Yep.
Scollard falling to the ground.
Yep.
Just managed to hug the ball to his chest.
Keep going to call O'Sullivan by his brother, and number 12 Guernsey. But it's certainly
Yes.
not Maxie, it's Tommy, who's had a bit of an influence here this afternoon.
Done all right, the kid.
Yeah, he has. Now Scollard for the Tigers, 20 metres out at most, pretty much directly in front to the Barnard Street end. It's a strong breeze, stabs at it, punches the air because he kicks the goal.
It's his second.
Tigers go to 6-3-39. They are leading this game 3-10-28. We are almost in time
Third.
on this second term, 25 minutes. Thanks to Aussie Disposals as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, for all of Sandhurst's work rate and everything, the quarter is level. That's still the 11-point margin we had at quarter time. So great effort by Kyneton to be leading by that margin at the moment.
So Dolly, when we get into those big numbers like 2 and 3, I'll get
Yes.
mixed up with counting the goals.
Yeah, you're not alone there.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Hit out, favours Collins, but he's had to run towards half-back. He might have been pinged, was he? No, play on the call. The Dragons win it back from the centre of the ground. Hand, long kick towards half-forward. Lee Coughlin, good mark, right on forward 50. Wheels around, wastes no time. Wanted Montague, got a fickle bounce. Went back and got it. Dished it out. Wanted teammate down there in height, couldn't find him. Tiger defender grabs it. He was tackled to the ground and he'll be pinged. Free kick Dragons deep in the forward pocket. The bloke you sunk the boots into you two a minute ago, Blair Holmes. The skipper stood up with a ripping tackle. And he's got a free kick now. Gee, he's only probably 20 metres from goal, but he's a step inside the boundary line with an absolute monster of a win to contend with.
Now, Jock, I've found out Dan Davey, he's due back on the ground with 43 seconds left in this term, so that's about 3 minutes away, apparently.
Holmes comes in and kicks a dart. An absolute ripper. Well, there's a captain's goal for you.
Yep.
So Holmes puts one through and answers the Tigers' last goal. And that takes the Dragons to 4-10-34. It is just a 5-point ball game. The Tigers 6-3-39. 26 gone, second term, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage.
Yep, team lifting play by the captain, and Dad did what he's done for years, just his tackle. It was a brilliant tackle, but the finish was even better. And Sandhurst right back in it now.
It was absolutely terrific. And Nick Stagg, too, boys, just walking the boundary. I'll continue to keep an eye on him. He's only played 5 or 6 games this year. He's had some knee surgery, but I believe has to have his knee reconstruction post-season. So more surgery for Staggy coming up.
Watson won the tap in the direction of Collins, couldn't win it. Heights also in the bottom there offering support, and we'll do it all again as so often we do, a secondary bounce here at the QEO. 39 playing 34. It's the Tigers still in front, kicking against the breeze in this second term. Umpire will throw it up. Watson does the ruck work again. It'll be the Tigers, however. They'll move it forward, but Luke O'Sullivan off half-back for the Dragons. Did well defensively, took a mark. He's on left half-back. He'll look to bring it inboard into the corridor. He's a bit unsure. He's invited to play on, which he'll have to accept, and he does. He'll send it to the outer side wing. Tigers are in numbers there. Harrison Huntley at ground level at his ankles. They all dive on top of him, and we'll have another ball in. 39, playing 34. 28 in the second as we take you inside local sport. Elimination final here at the QEO on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Dolly, the Dragons done enough with the breeze this quarter?
No. 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 In a word, no.
Good answer.
Yep.
Now they've got a chance. They've got it across half forward. It'll just be bombed up by East. High inside forward 50. Contest in the breeze. Up they go. No one could take the grab. It's 40 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Pack develops. Umpire will come in and ball it up.
Yeah, two goals, 6. You know, I know a couple of those have been rush scores, Jock.
And the Tigers have kicked 2 against it.
Yes.
Interesting. Ball up. Chance for the Dragons. Through the traffic. Shot at goal. Might be through. Shot at goal through the traffic. Somehow evaded all the players and went through, and it is. It's
Lee
a goal
Cogman.
to the Dragons. Lethal Lee. And
Certainly
the
was.
Dragons have hit the front by a point. They're 5-10-40. Tigers 6-3-39. 29-minute mark of the second term.
And I have to agree with you, Dolly. I don't think they had made the most of their chances, Sandhurst, in this term. And I was chatting to a few of the Dragons supporters a moment ago, and they were a bit disgruntled, I must admit, by this term. But just to back up what you were saying, Dolly, 19 inside 50s to 7 Kyneton in this term. Plus they've had the extra man with Dan Davey off with the report. So they could have made more of their opportunities.
Back into the middle here, it'll be Foreman. A dinky kick to half forward. In fact, it does an off break and ends up on the wing. Broadcast side. Oh, they're in trouble here, but they're quick enough. Brazil received the ball by hand, then gives it to his brother Fintan Brazil. And a little bit going on here on the true centre wing position as the ball went out of bounds on the full. Blair Holmes getting involved. Umpire fires it back in. Watson does the ruck work. He tapped it nicely to Collins by hand to Green. Green by hand to Hyde. Hyde will send it inside forward 50. They'll be looking for another one with this breeze with only minutes to go. Oh, Tiger player there caught with the ball. Umpire let it go. The ball tracks out to 55 out from goal and seeing it over the line, Bryce Hindenburg for another throw in. So 1 point margin. It is Sandhurst 40 playing Kyneton 39 on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Almost half time in the elimination final. There's the throw in. Might be one more chance for the Dragons. Lee Coughlin took it, got it to Collins. His kick marked, cut off. Huntley, great defence, and he's got it. About 30 out from the goal, he's defending, and he's defended it grandly in this second term. He goes wide, good kick, finds a teammate who takes the grab out on the outer side half back. And it's Hamish Govan. So Govan's got it just outside defensive 50. Takes his time, goes back inboard and gives it to Huntley. Gee, I don't like that. And he goes back to Govan. Righto. And he goes back to Huntley. Just put this on repeat, will you?
Groundhog Day.
So Huntley's got it in the back pocket where he started. And he doesn't know where to go. Won't go back to Govan. And he kicks outside defensive 50.
Now, Jock, I think there's 43 seconds left. Kyneton have 18 men back on the ground. Reece Magan's just come back on for the Tigers.
Fair enough. Loose ball. Can he have a 40-second impact? Let's wait and see. The Dragons have got it on the wing, outer side, high kick, inside forward 50, to a contest, plenty up, no one got near the football. Rode beautifully by Lee Coughlin, breaks a tackle, runs inside the 10-metre square.
Oh, he missed it. He missed it.
And kicked a point.
Yep.
Was great play, did
was.
everything.
Yep.
And blew it. 2-point lead. 5-11 the Dragons, 6-3 the Tigers. 32 gone, second term, Johnny.
Oh, I thought he was going to do something special. Well, he did do something special. He just didn't top it off with the goal, did he? So they needed that one. It's a 2-point margin now with Reece Magan to kick the footy in for the Tigers. You want to hold up the football because there's only about 20 seconds remaining in this second term. He sends it beyond 50 looking for McCarthy. Juggling ball, couldn't grab it. Still 70 out. Martin picks it up. He needs to be quick. Siren beats him. Oh, gee. That roll towards goal, that does count because it was in the play and it was a minor score. So, geez, that was poor checking by the Tigers. They were lucky to not get a goal scored against them. That would have been a coach killer. So that was a That was a minor score. So at half-time here, it's 5-12-42 Sandhurst. Kyneton 6-3-39. So a 3-point margin. Nathan Dole, how did you see that opening half of this elimination final?
It's been a terrific contest. The tackling by both teams has been great. Probably Sandhurst 5-12. I know a few of those have been rushed scores, but they would have liked a few more goals. But I've been impressed with Kyneton, especially their second quarter, where they defended very well, and they were setting up a few of their chances and were able to kick goals into the breeze as well.
Jock, you can see both clubs coming off. They're both up and about. Probably
Yep.
Sandhurst more than the Tigers a little bit. So just about to recommence the second half here, elimination final at the QEO. Here is Jock Clark on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So Martin continues in ruck for the Dragons. Hasn't had much of a change out of there today. And in they go. He's against Harris. Dead heat. They crashed into each other. Take out important. Megan's got it for the Tigers. Tried to go through the traffic. Couldn't. Ball spilled out to Govan. He throws it on the boot. Kicks high inside forward 50. Tigers now at the full forward line. Dragons defence stand up. They work it wide. Ball came out there from Josh Hand, and he finds a teammate at half-back out of side of the ground. So the Dragons can clear long down the line to the wing. Plenty up in that marking contest. No one can take it. Spilled to the back. Holmes takes it. Throws it on the boot across the body. Kicks the Dragons to half forward. Collins was the target. He couldn't get there. Dragon player took it. Was tackled to the ground. Umpire said no prior. That was Montague, the Dragons player, last up. And the umpire will ball it up in the centre of the ground.
We'll do it all again. Let's see what can happen here for the Tigers. Harris is doing the ruck work. Also Martin, no clean possession. Ground level. Sullivan's there as well for the Tigers. Flicks it to the outer side of the ground to Brazil. Brazil now send it long up forward looking for Waitman. But the boundary line wins 50 out from goal and we'll have another throw in. 39. Kyneton trailing Sandhurst 42. Start of this second half in the elimination final. The winner will be an advancement to next week, and the loser all over she wrote. Martin does the ruck work for the Dragons, taps it to Coughlin, an underground ball. That was okay to Price. Price now handball. Oh, was nervous to O'Sullivan. They'll muck it up here, the Dragons, if they're not careful. And it is a conceded behind again.
Yep.
So a number of times this weekend we've seen it a ploy. So Kyneton 6-4-40, Sandhurst 5-12-42. 2 minutes in the third on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Kick out of defence, okay. O'Sullivan marks in the back pocket. Johnny, all year, I don't remember talking about it as much, and yet suddenly yesterday and today, everybody's doing it. What is it?
No idea, Jock.
Unbelievable. So, Dragons with the footy, still in the back pocket. Kicked high to half-back. Marking contest, off hands, over and out of bounds for a throw-in. Right in front of our commentary spot. That breeze, well, it's still pretty fluky. The Tigers have got the advantage of it in this third term. Up they go. Martin, great tap to the front. Couldn't find a teammate though. Montague works through. Chambers tapped it to a teammate. Quick little kick. It's 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Dragon defence work hard. Holmes gets there and takes it. Wants support. Squirts out in the direction of McKinley. Can he get rid of it? He can. Dragons work it to half-back, but they've lost it. Taken away by Foreman. He goes with a short little kick.
Terrible.
Kicked it straight to Holmes. Shocker.
Yep, he's usually
A
the best.
player, a player as talented as him, and he's just kicked it straight to Blair Holmes, who kicks out from half-back for the Dragons to the wing.
He looked for Collins. Collins got a punch on the football, then just circled around the footy. Couldn't grab it because the pack had formed, and at ground level, the umpire decides to throw it up.
The conditions, you'd have to say, Johnny, are much the same to the first half. They haven't changed at all. It's still windy as anything, very difficult for the players.
Kyneton kicking to the city end. They need to get a number of goals here to make the most of the breeze. It's a long, high ball, a whistle on play, and the Tigers will get a free kick, and it'll go to Jordan Mangan for a hold. So he's 70 out from goal. Just bang it long, son. Put it up in the breeze. He doesn't. He handballs it off, and now they're working it into the forward pocket. They were too Waitman conscious then, and they're going to lose it. Picked up there by Pascal Craig. He goes by hand. He finds a teammate in Ruff. Ruff will now send it long and wide. He'll be looking for Turner. Boundary line wins, and we'll have another throw in.
Another point to mention too, guys, is that KYNETON have lost their last 2 elimination finals. So that makes it even more significant today. They don't want to lose 3 elimination finals in a row.
Throw in on the wing, out of sight. Well, the ball is exactly, it's in their hands, Jacko. Tigers a chance. Holmes, kick was smothered. Squirts free. Now the Tigers might have the advantage in numbers. Can they get it out? Good tackling by the Dragons. Lock them up. There's a free kick. O'Sullivan will take it for the Tigers. Wastes no time. Kicks inside forward 50. Poor kick. Plenty of Dragons defenders there. Player took it. Locked up in a tackle. Right on forward 50. Chambers got him, but the umpire said no reward. I'll ball it up. So I don't think we've had a score yet in the third term, have we, boys?
No.
There's the ball up, right on forward 50. Hand pass over the top. Went to no one in particular. Megan threw it on the boot. Went to the hot spot. Waitman, one out with his opponent. Now the Dragons get some numbers back in defence. It's Turner. He gets back. Hand pass. Was nervous. They might still have the numbers. Lee Coughlin squirts it out. And they work it back in the direction of Turner, who marks right on defensive 50.
He'll go quickly to half-back. He's got Holmes. It's sat up in the air. Kelly made him pay. Now the Tigers, they'll come again. Receiving the footy was Megan. Into the hot spot, diving. Scollard. He dived hard after slips catch. The umpire is saying it was a half volley.
Yeah, I agree, Johnny. Jock, I can see why you thought it was a mark, but from this angle, it definitely was a half volley.
35 out directly in front for the Tigers to the city end. Martin, he'll punch it wide, looking for Cody Price. He finds him. Handball to Coughlin. Coughlin will send it to the outer side wing. Seb Green grabbed the Tigers player without the football. He's been receiving a free kick, but the umpire says play on and you can have the advantage. So a mark's been taken by the Tigers on half forward. Let's see what they do with the footy. Being called to play on. He's got a player in Hindenburg wide who's 55 out from goal. However, it's the Dragons and Brody Montague. Keep on fucking up his name there, Jock Clark.
It's not Bronte Annan, she's the umpire. Taken by Collins on the wing for the Dragons. Good kick to Green. Now he's got a chance for the Dragons to build. Kick was smothered just as it left the boot though. Turned over. McCarthy gets it. For the Tigers, then he fumbled. He's gone to ground, locked up in a tackle, and the umpire's going to ball it up just outside forward 50 for the Dragons. A couple of nervous moments there for a couple of players from both sides.
Very much so, and a solid two-dolly by Oscar McKinley, one of multiple players who's crossed to Sandhurst from Bridgewater of recent years.
Ball up, half forward for the Dragons. Tigers, numbers in defence, taken by Tommy O'Sullivan. He's tackled. Umpire said he's pinged with a football. He's caught, and a Dragons free kick right on forward 50. And I reckon it was another magnificent.
Too high.
Given
Too high, yeah.
Too high.
Well, he signalled the other way.
Yeah, he reversed it.
Yeah.
Tom O'Sullivan with the kick.
All right, well, I'm not going to write him a letter of apology for saying the last one's a mark now.
He'll bring it into the middle of the ground. This is the Tigers. This is Huntley. He streams forward. Scollard, one-on-one contest. It was a cruel bounce. Ended up with Rootsy of the Dragons deep in his defensive zone. He'll need to be careful here. He does. He'll send it wide. It's a poor kick. Intercepting there was Brazil. Couldn't quite mark it. It come off his chest. This is Fintan. There's two of them out there. What an unusual name that is the...
Brazil?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Umpire will throw it up underneath the scoreboard.
Just as he was trying to clear there, the Sandhurst play, the breeze really picked up again. I know he keeps saying it, but I reckon a 50-metre kick into the breeze today is probably 35 metres.
Yeah, they're not making the most of it here. This is Wharton. Wharton will send it long beyond 50. High ball, and that one also probably, it does go 5 rows back, Jock. And we've got another out of bounds on the full, and it'll be the Tigers that will stream forward.
So they move it back into play quickly, and the kick hits the behind post on the full, which is out of bounds on the full. So straight to another penalty for the Dragons. Move it just a little bit further in towards the centre of the ground, boys. You should have learnt that in the first half of play. Dragons clear the defensive 50-metre arc. Plenty up. Crummer's needed at ground level. Gee, it's a real arm wrestle at the moment. No one can really get much of an advantage or much space to work with the football. Pack develops, the umpire ball it up, half forward for the Tigers, outer side of the ground.
Yeah, almost 9 minutes in, and we've only had 1 point, and that was a rush point for Kyneton. So
Dragons 5-12, Tigers 6-4, 2-point ball game. Dragons in front.
They're doing well defensively, the Dragons here, just what they wanted. Marnie just picked up the footy for the Tigers and then lost it. Ended up with Wharton of the Dragons. He'll send it down the line. and playing that line, a long high ball, every day of the week it's going to go out of bounds on the full. So it'll be the Tigers bringing it back the other way. Hindenburg received the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. Outer side, kick into the city end. Play the corridor and kick it long with this breeze. I just can't work it out. It's a 70-metre ball, but it's just wide. Tigers, they have the numbers. Looking for Waitman again, but he's deep in that forward pocket underneath the scoreboard, and the Dragons see it safely over the line.
Yep. Well, he led to the boundary line and was put out in front. There was nowhere to go. It just bounced over and out.
Yeah, it's not the place to go, Jock. He just needs to straighten up a little bit. A number of times, Waitman has led there. Umpire threw it in, and that ball
Short
held
throw
up
in,
in the breeze. Martin couldn't get it. Dragons now. Dole did well. Looked for the old 1-2. Didn't quite work. Ended up with Cody Price. Cody Price sends it up to the wing. Dragons with the numbers, and this will be Blair Holmes. Gives it nicely back to Dole. By hands. Green. Handball. Moving it through the middle. This is rough. Gives it off to a teammate in Green. Green now, a short up and under kick. Looking for Montague on half forward. Couldn't find him. Tigers under pressure. They're done okay, and they'll send it back the other way. It's a long kick to half forward.
There should be some numbers here for the Tigers, but Brazil couldn't get there to take the mark. Taps it to no one in particular. Has to go and try and fox it himself. He can't beat the numbers. Stagg gets there. Gets it to Price. Price hand pass over the top to Dole. Too close to the boundary lines, over and out of bounds again. Out of bounds, to out of bounds, to out of bounds, to out of bounds.
They're playing that side of the ground a lot too, aren't they?
They are.
So the ball to be thrown back into play from being out of bounds, just outside forward 50. It is for the Tigers. They get it down, but it's taken by Skinny Wharton. He throws it on the boot around the body, kick close to the boundary line. Is it out on the full?
Yep.
Yes,
Again.
it is. How many of those have we had?
Oh, I've lost count.
Are you counting them, Jacko?
I haven't, but I'll tell you what, there was yesterday at Serpentine too, so it's been a familiar sight across the weekend. Inside 50s, incidentally, for KYNETON this term, 9-2. The Tigers dominating, so that's another indication
Kick in
of how
board.
strong the
Dragons might have turned it over. Umpire's picked a free kick. He has. It'll go to the Tigers. Wharton was caught with a footy. Hand passes over to Ethan Foreman. Foreman gets a lead from Waitman. And finally the Tigers find a target inside forward 50.
I think that's their first mark inside 50 for the quarter.
And it's 11 and a half minutes gone in the third term, Dolly.
Yes. Yep.
So Benny Waitman has kicked a couple so far today. And he'll have to kick this from 50. 45-degree angle. In he comes. Gives it a ride. The guy has put it through. He's a jet. He's an absolute jet, Benny Waitman.
Yep.
And that is his third. And gives the Tigers back a squeaky little lead, Johnny. They go to 7-4-46, leading the Dragons 5-12-42. 12 gone. Third term of the elimination final, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
And that's the first goal of this term, Dolly, and really the first score, because as you mentioned, the only other scores are rush behind.
Yep. Yeah, Sandhurst have been defending well, but KYNETON haven't really been kicking to their forwards. That was a great lead by Waitman and a great kick by Foreman too.
Up they'll go in the ruck here. Martin, he got upended for the Dragons. Tigers in the middle. Reece Megan doing some hard work. Is Martin injured? I reckon he is. Keep an eye on him there, Jacko. This will be big news here. It is now Collins. He goes to the back door, finds Holmes. Holmes comes to Green. Green looked up at the wrong time and lost the ball, but he was good enough to put it on the boot. He finds Alex Wharton. Alex Wharton now drive it long, inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Tracking the footy though, did well with Safstrom for the Tigers. Off half ball, back, a long ball. It went 70 into the forward 50. Hindenburg got it nicely by hand to Foreman. Oh, it's an ugly ball into the centre corridor, 15, 20 metres out from goal. Tigers, can they make the most of it? Squirts out. Holden is there. Now it's 48 metres out for the Tigers. Desperation. Free kick. It is. Good call there, umpire Jock Clark, and he's given it to Cody Price for the Dragons.
And just on Tim Martin quickly too, boys, he immediately called for the trainers in the dock, and he's walking off towards the grandstand side wing now. Does not look good.
Gone.
Keep an eye on that, Dr. Jacko. Meanwhile, the ball's worked to the other side of the ground, over the line and out of bounds. So it'll be thrown back into play. It's still across half forward for the Tigers. 14 minutes gone, third term. You've got the breeze. The Tigers are lead by only 4 points in the third term. There's the throw in. Harris in front. Got it to the front of the pack. Lee Coughlin's after it. Picks it up. Kicks it across the body. Can he find a teammate? No. All Tigers. They've got it now across the centre of the ground. The kick to Leeds. Okay. Mark is taken by Holden. Is it? Well, it didn't matter. Mark is paid. Kick inside forward 50. Nobody could take the mark. Wakeman over the back. Got 2 to beat. Battles hard on hands and knees. Can't get it out. The defence of the Dragons under the pump. Coughlin got a hand pass to a teammate. He lost it in a tackle. Still 45 out from the Tigers' goal. Collins through the traffic. Whistle on play. Umpire says.
Yep, O'Sullivan's got a free kick, I reckon.
Free kick to the Tigers. And he hand passes off. Long shot at goal from 48. Oh, almost a mark in the square, not paid off hands. Through for a minor score. So the Dragons stay on 5-12-42. The Tigers 7-5-47. 15 gone. Third term of the elimination final, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage.
Big news here with Timmy Martin off with an injury. He's been really good in this game. It's probably going to be the turning point if we look back in this game. Now on half-back, Holmes for the Dragons, sends it in the middle, East, strong contested mark, he runs, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, he runs a long way inside forward 50 and sprays it. Oh, jeez, that was an opportunity gone missing there. 5-13-43 Sandhurst, 7-5-47 Tigers, 15.5 in the third on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Did all the hard work, East, all the hard work, and probably could have bounced it and gone further.
He could have, yeah.
Anyway, if your mother and your auntie and your uncle, that's saying. That's it. Why go any further with that? It's kicked down our half forward for the Tigers. Meanwhile, they've got a mark. So the Tigers, they'll come again. High kick, inside forward 50. Nobody got there to take the grab at the back. Where are the Crummers? Scollard pulled off the contest. He got a little bit of support down there from the big fella Davey. But in the end, the ball squirts over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Just inside the Tigers, forward 50.
4-point margin at here. It is the Tigers, 47 playing 43. Umpire hurls it back in. Let's see what the Tigers can do. It was in the direction of Marnie. He overran the football. Now we're 50 out from goal. Seb Green picks it up for the Dragons. He's tackled underneath the pack. Coughlin did well. Put it in the direction of Andrew Collins. And a whistle on play, and Collins is offended and given a free kick to Megan. Megan handballs quickly to Brazil. Nick Brazil sends it long, looking for Waitman in the teeth of goal. Flew too high, flew too early, and it come off hands, and it will be a throw-in hard up against the point post. 47 playing 43. Kyneton deep in attack on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So the boundary umpire throws it back into play. Up they go. Plenty of numbers in that forward 50. Wakeman takes it. Shot around the body on the left foot is super. Goal to the Tigers. Wakeman's got 4, and they are all absolute gems.
They are, yep. I said pre-match jockey's the sort of player he only needs to get 4 or 5 kicks and can be 4 or 5 goals, but he's been brilliant this quarter.
Well, Jacko had him out injured before the game, but
he did.
Thank goodness, say the Tiger fans, 10-point margin. Tigers in front, 17.5 gone third term.
I said it was only a possibility,
Oh,
Jock,
well,
I
I
must
forgot
admit.
that.
But look, I did put it out there, yes. I've got an injury update on 2 Sandhurst boys, 2 in a moment too.
Lockie Watson does the ruck work against the Tigers. Mangan, see what Sandhurst can do underneath the pack there. It was Holmes, he overran the football. Montague was there, he overran it, then dived on it, then tapped it out, and his good hard work paid off, and he was rewarded with a free kick. Jackson Saunders, what have you got injury update-wise?
Yeah, so Tim Martin, he's had ongoing knee troubles all season, we know. He's being on the bench at the moment, and Nick Stagg's gone into the rooms. I've got a feeling he's done for the day. He's limping very badly.
Yeah, I thought he'd done his knee as the ball's inside forward 50. East swooped on the football. He might have got a free kick, has he, or he's
Went too
dropped
far,
it up, went too far.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw Stagg go down deep in the back zone, and he just gripped for that knee, so...
Well, I'm pretty sure he hasn't been on at all in this third term. He'd been running the boundary a bit, just trying to loosen it up, but I think he's gone in for a shower, personally.
The war of attrition in a big final here. Clancy with the football. He'll now run off half-back. He'll send it up the wing, and a good, strong contested mark was taken by Huntley.
He's super. Got great hands, Huntley. One of the best marks in the competition. Harrison Huntley from the wing out of side goes to half forward. Couldn't find a teammate. Rolling, tumbling effort, but couldn't come up with the pill. Dragons players arrive. They can't get it out either. The Tigers have got some numbers. It's a rolling maul, as they say in rugby, and the umpire will ball it up right next to the boundary line, almost at half forward for the Tigers, out of sight of the ground. 5-13. Sandhurst, 8-5 the Tigers. From the ball up, squirts out loose, taken by Holmes. Hand pass okay to Collins. Collins steadies, goes towards the centre of the ground, thumped away by the Tiger defence. They've been pretty steady today. Loose ball, came to Lee Coughlin. He was swamped, lost it, picked up down there and kicked forward by Govan. Hamish for the Tigers, inside forward 50, rolling ball. Waitman can't keep it in, and it's over and out of bounds for a throw in. Just inside forward 50, ball to be thrown back into play. Sandhurst 43, Kyneton 53, 20 gone, third term, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage.
Need to get a couple more with the breeze here, the Tigers. They were 50 out from goal. Megan at ground level dived in after the footy, and they all dived in on top of him, and we'll have a ball up 70 out from goal.
Tim Martin's got so much ice on his knee at the moment. He's starting to walk around, just trying to loosen things up again. Nick Stagg's emerged from the rooms once more, but he's got something in his sock, and yeah, he's looking
his
really
foot?
proppy too, in his foot. However we wish to describe it, it's not a good sign. They've really only got two fit men on the bench of Sandhurst.
60 out from goal for the Tigers. We've got another ball up. Watson for the Dragons won the ruck work in the direction of Turner. Did well. Turner put it on the boot along the ground.
Oh, he's paid deliberate.
That's AFL stuff. That shouldn't be rewarded, Jock.
Gee, and he was under the pump too, I thought. The first one I've seen of those.
Kicked it 30 metres, went out of bounds, and he's paid it. Now the Tigers will bring it inside forward 50. Waitman, he flew high. Almost got poisoning. He went that high. Now it's Hahn for the Dragons. Comes back the other way, and a mark's been taken by Mangan of the Tigers.
Tell you what, I reckon the Tigers are growing a bit in confidence at the moment. Megan, although that hand pass put his teammate under the pump. They've got it at half forward, the Tigers, but they're mucking around, and now they've turned it over. Get it on the boot, you've got the wind, kick the bloody thing inside forward 50, for goodness sake. Collins takes it at half back, goes long to half forward, wanted height out on the lead, couldn't find him, bounced in front, went over the line and out of bounds for a throw in.
A final score in A reserve netball. Strathfield saved by a goal in an absolute thriller over Golden Square, 39-38. So a one-goal victory to the Storm in A reserve netball, and I believe it's extremely tight to an A-grade netball between Gisborne and Golden Square.
From the throw-in, chance for the Dragons. Great work, Collins. Tapped it up to Coughlin. Goes towards East. He's got it out in front. Can he twist and turn? He can. Gets rid of the opposition. Shoots at goal and puts it through. Is that not something out of nothing for the Dragons?
It was, yep, terrific goal by East. Well set up, and would vie with Blair Holmes for goal of the day honours.
Terrific performance, great tap by Collins to Coughlin, and East just turned him inside out, didn't he?
He did.
So 6-13-49 the Dragons. It's only a 4-point margin. The Tigers are 8-5-53, 22 gone third term. Thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo, Bulk Carpets.
A brilliant finish there by East. He, of course, was one of the coaches through that golden era for Bridgewater, where they won 7 straight premierships in the Loddon Valley Football League. Inside 50s 2 in this term. Kyneton 19, Sandhurst 5. So that was 1 against the trend for the Dragons.
Dragons showing some real spirit here. They've got 2 men down that definitely won't come back this afternoon, you wouldn't think, as Collins receives a free kick for the Dragons, smack bang in the middle of the QEO, a sun-drenched QEO. Collins will drive it long and straight inside forward 50, looking for East. Come off hand. All nervous Tiger players in the area. McCarthy is at the bottom of the pack. Umpire blows his whistle. 40 out from goal defensively for the Tigers, and we'll have another ball up.
Yeah, Tiger defender punched it to the back of the pack towards Sandhurst goal. Not good.
No, McCarthy
Lucky to get away with it.
will do the ruck work for the Tigers. Might have got held. Umpire didn't agree. A little soccer out of the ground. Comes to half forward. Price is there for the Dragons. Some hard bustling work by Hindenburg for the Tigers. They're off half back. They need to maintain possession of the football and get a couple of goals with a win, but they can't here. It's the Dragons. Collins again went in extremely hard off half forward.
And you are kidding.
A little cheapy in there by, I reckon it was Brazil. Collins has got a free kick off half forward. He spears it to a hard leading Montague, who marks at 35 out from goal.
Now,
and that was a coach killer.
Luke Beattie needs to get Brazil off the ground now. Just get him straight off the ground and tell him that they are the things that lose you finals.
Yeah, it was Fintan Brazil, a little cheap. Well, it wasn't much of a little cheapy. You could see it from here, broad daylight.
Well, he was the player, Johnny, that their teammates were holding back at half-time in that little spiteful incident.
Montague, a hop, a step, a jump. It's going right to the line, and it is through. Just waiting for the all clear from the umpire. It certainly went through, but we're just waiting for the all clear from the central. And just a little bit of confusion there, but it's a goal. All clear. All clear. So 7-13-55. They take the lead, Sandhurst. Kyneton 8-5-53. Sandhurst against a 4-goal breeze. Approaching three-quarter time as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes, 2 Dolly.
Yeah, it's all change momentum. It's amazing how it works, but yeah, just undisciplined play by Brazil. I think Collins probably initiated that contact, but you don't respond like he did.
Well, you've got to be. Anyone heard the word discipline? Ball up, centre of the ground. Collins again. Back to Montague. It's worked towards half forward for the Tigers, though. Umpire's picked out a free kick.
Jeez, he's been good.
It's going to the Tigers.
Yep.
He's pointing that way. It's Tigers' free kick. Montague thought it was his. Oh, gee. Threw it well away from him.
He did.
Anyway.
Brazil with the footy.
Now, they've got it, and it's kicked towards half forward for the Tigers, and Tommy O'Sullivan out in front marks just outside forward 50. Tigers at least need another one, you think, to lead at three-quarter time. He's just bombed it high to the hot spot outside the goal square. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It'll go to the Dragons. Last line of defence, it'll be taken by Lockie Watson.
Watson now just looking one way, then the other. Gives it to the back door by hand to Price, who runs through the defensive goal square and gives it to Hand by foot. Hand will come back now in the corridor.
Oh, no!
Oh, he's kicked it straight to Waitman, who runs into an open goal. Oh, that was under 12 stuff. Wrap it up and give me a present, please. Happy Father's Day to Ben Waitman. Unbelievable. Strolls into an open goal and pinches the lead back for the Tigers. 9-5-59. Sandhurst 7-13-55. 26 and a half in the third. Thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bowl Carpets on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Benny Waitman wouldn't be his father, would he?
Oh, wow.
Well, that's his third goal for this quarter too, Dolly. He's got 5 for the match, 95 for the season. If Kyneton survived today, he could get 100 goals this year.
Gee, super performance. So the Tigers squeaked their nose back in front again. Ball up, centre of the ground. Height got it on his toe and kicked the Dragons to half forward. Tiger player got it, was grabbed high, was McCarthy, and he's got the free kick at half back. Big Putty with the footy. Everything ends in YE. Kicks it high to half 40. Up they go. No one could take the mark. Rolls inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Smothered kick. Dragons, though, they've got numbers out of defence. Oh, they took their time rough. Got it on the boot. Then it was partially smothered. So it's still across half forward for the Tigers. Big pack develops. Umpire comes in. He'll ball it up. A kick and a half out from the Tigers' goal. 27 and a half gone third term. And it is a 4-point ball game. The Tigers, their nose in front.
Just get it long, Tigers, and bang it long with this breeze. Only a minute or two remaining in this term. But Height swoops on the football for the Dragons. Sends it to the outer side wing. Long, high ball. Why don't you pay that out of bounds on deliberately, umpire? You may as well after you pay the other one.
Oh, Johnny.
Well, that's the first time, you're right, Jock, that we've seen this.
I can't remember it being paid this year.
No, it's an AFL thing, and I think that umpire might have been watching a little bit too much TV.
Yep, agree.
So up they go in the ruck. Thanks there, Dolly, for the support.
That's okay.
I don't often give one to the umpires, but it deserved it on that occasion. As the Tigers now, they'll drive it long, inside forward 50. Where's Waitman? He's in the area. 49 out from goal. He tackled Montague, offering support there for the Dragons with Price. Sends it wide. Oh, geez, they're lucky here. McKinlay for the Dragons. The ball is at ground level and a whistle.
Tiger free kick.
Tigers. Free kick. long way out from goal, and it's O'Sullivan by hand. He just handballed it to a player that wasn't really looking. Now it's a long, high ball to 40 metres out, running with the fly to the
Good
ball.
mark.
Did really well.
Gutsy effort.
Zeb Green.
Yeah, gutsy effort. Anything could have been coming the other way. He took it. He kicks down towards the wing grandstand side, but the Tigers will get it back. Here they come. Long kick. In towards the hot spot, plenty up, no one could take the mark. Megan the Crumb tried to get it to Scollard, couldn't keep it in. Ball's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in. 15 around from the behind post. Tigers might run out of time here. Hasn't been a lot of scoring in this third term, boys. Has there been many hold-ups? There's the throw in. Chance for Megan, couldn't get through the traffic. Umpire said he threw it. And a Dragons free kick in defence.
There we go.
I've answered my own question, all the timekeepers have. 3/4 time at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, and we are absolutely not done yet. This is going to be a cracker finish. It's a 4-point ball game at 3/4 time, with the Tigers their nose in front, 9-5-59. The Dragons 7-13-55. Christian Height, Blair Holmes, Pascal Craig, Zach East, Brodie Montague, and Seb Green.
We'll run through the better players just in a moment. We're just about to start proceedings again for the final term here in the elimination final. For the loser, it's out all over, she wrote. For the winner, they progress one more week. It's been a gallant Sandhurst here this afternoon with 2 key injuries, and the Tigers, well, they're kicking against a pretty strong breeze. Let's see what they can do in the final term. Here is Jock Clark.
Johnny, in a word, who do you like from here?
Kyneton.
Dolly?
Kyneton.
Fair enough. Yep. Ball up, centre of the ground. Up they go. Gee, every possession, every bit of play is important. Sandhurst player took it. He was tackled, and the umpire was Christian Height. Will ball it up again. Still right in the centre of the ground. Well, the Dragons will come home with the breeze, but they are 2 players down. So it is probably pretty even from the centre. Out of the middle, Collins took it. He's kicked it around the body and high inside forward 50 for the Dragons, but Govern's back there for the Tigers. That's Hamish. He goes wide. Can he find Huntley? He can't. Collins has drifted down, takes the football, goes inside with a bullet-like pass, and it's been marked. It is a Dragons mark. Probably 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Pascal Craig. Gee, he has had some good moments in this game. And if he could start them with a goal here and give them back the lead, that would be huge for the psyche of the Dragons in the last term. Pascal Craig, they're not easy with the breeze. Comes in from 35 metres, goes for home and kicks a point. Every chance is something that must be taken with both hands. That one wasn't. So a minor score, 3-point ball game. Dragons 7-14, Tigers 9-5. 1.5 gone. Final term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Could be telling a few of these shots from the Dragons as Reece Megan will bring the football in short. He goes to Joshy Govan deep in the back pocket. Of course, the 2 players injury-wise, we mentioned Tim Martin has done a big knee, and it looks like Stagg has done a big knee as well. Certainly won't take any part in this game. Tigers now off half-back, receiving a handball was Reece Megan. He goes to Waitman, who's playing up the field, outer side wing. He goes short by foot to a running teammate in O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan a short, hard lead by Scollard. He marks it too far out to score. He'll go short over the top looking for a teammate. Couldn't find him. Clancy couldn't grab the football. They track it towards goal. Shot right up against the line and might have hit the post.
Yeah.
So Tigers, that'll be 9-6-60. Sandhurst 7-14-56. 2.5 in the last, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Kick out okay. Height marks at half-back. Hands off to Skinny Wharton, who goes long towards half-forward. Collins the target, thumped away. Huntley takes the crumb. Hand pass into the centre of the ground. Good to Govan. Back to Huntley. Not so good. They've turned it over. Collins takes it. Then he lost it in a tackle. Sandhurst players got it. Lee Coughlin. He's lost it in a tackle. They go to ground. Umpire's going to ball it up centre of the ground.
Johnny, just to add to your point about the 2 injured Sandhurst players, the feeling around the huddle, well, Tim Martin wasn't at the huddle at 3/4 time. He was in the room, so you'd say he's definitely done for the day with his knee issues. And Nick Stagg, calf niggles, they think he's probably done too, is the feeling.
Probably means is. Ball up, centre of the ground. who can get it out. They work hard, kick off the deck, just bounced into a wall of legs, then kicked off the ground again. This time goes inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Hunting it down, Collins, he can't take it. Whistle on play, Tigers free kick at centre half back.
The other thing to mention too was that all the guns are getting really good rubdowns at three-quarter time. Christian Haidt, Lee Coughlin, Blair Holmes, so they're wanting to avoid cramps and really give it everything they've got in this last term. Nick Stagg is actually back out on the park now, so he's given it everything he can.
Player with the ball in is not good. Is that Huntley?
Huntley, yes.
Who has to go backwards. He does. That's okay. And the kick coming out from Kelly went straight to Holmes.
Geez, we had Stagg written off here, and you're telling us he's back on the ground. Well,
Holmes kicks long towards full forward, and they've got a mark East. Well, it went over the head of the Tigers defender and into the arms of the player at the back who marked on his chest, Zach East. 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Well, East today has missed a couple of shockers and kicked an absolute brilliant goal.
He has, yep.
And this one is big. 4-point ball game. Just to give the Dragons back the lead. Zach East lines up. In he comes. On its way. Kicks the goal. Dragons get back in front. That makes East the first multiple goal scorer on the park for the Dragons today. He's got 2. And they lead by 2 points. 8-14-62 Sandhurst. 9-6-60 Kyneton. We've played 4.5 minutes. Final term of the elimination final, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah, yet another score from a turnover. I mean, it was a rush kick from defence. Holmes able to intercept, and of course East taking the good mark. But yeah, Kyneton probably just trying to rush the ball out of defence then.
Sandhurst back in front by 2 points. Let's see if the Tigers can respond. In the ruck, Darcy Harris, he won the tap, but to no advantage. Marnie's in there for the Tigers. They dive in after the football. Also for the Dragons, Holmes bustling on the top of that pack, and we'll have another ball up.
A fresh live MCD FNL update thanks to Norm Jenkins. Three-quarter time, Natty Bialaba 11-4-70 to Talbot 6-7-43.
Keep our eye on that game. We'll hear from Norm Jenkins after the main game here, the elimination final, as we've got another bounce just forward of centre here for Sandhurst going to the city end. Harris won the tap, but it goes forward for the Dragons. A whistle on play. The umpires to me have been they've been in a lot of the play here this afternoon. I reckon they've blown a lot of free kicks. Megan with the football, defensively half back, a hard leading Waitman who's in the middle of the ground. He'll send it wide now to Hindenburg, who's on the wing, broadcast side. Tigers, see what he can do with the football. Weighs up his option. It's a left footer in the direction of Waitman, overran the football. Haidt used his body well off right half back and took a strong contested mark.
Just too slow, Hindenburg, to get the ball moving on that occasion. He waited till the Dragons got numbers back. Haidt goes across the ground. That's okay, finds a teammate. The Dragons have got it. Across half back. They come down the wing, grandstand size, thumped away by players of both sides over the line and out of bounds for a throw in.
A comment off Twitter at Bendigo's Best from Edward Arthur asking us what the free kick count is between Kyneton and Sandhurst. I must admit I haven't been keeping stats along those lines, but one Kyneton supporter did come up to me at three-quarter time wondering, thinking perhaps they'd been given the unfair disadvantage.
Oh, look, I haven't got a feeling that one's been far outweighing the other, just that there's a lot of them.
A lot of it, yeah.
Jacko, just check on Harrison Huntley when you get a minute to. He staggered past you before, not looking well at all after that incident out on the ground. Meanwhile, the ball is thrown up just outside forward 50 for the Dragons. Montague puts his head down and goes after it. He's dispossessed. Loose ball, a quick kick off the ground, favours the Dragons inside forward 50. Chance for them down there, taken by McKinlay. Gets out a hand pass, found a teammate Green. He went to Skinny Wharton, it didn't work. And the ball squirts over the line and out of bounds for throw in deep in the forward pocket for the Dragons. 7.5 gone final term. Dragons with the breeze lead by 2 points.
Pushing for another one here. Let's see what they can do. It's a long, high ball in by the umpire. Paddy McCarthy does the ruck work, but Collins just came from nowhere. Goes around the body, shot at goal, and just misses. Sandhurst go to 8-15-63, Kyneton 9-6-60, 8 minutes in the last, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Dangerous, dangerous. Kick out by Megan, and that was dangerous too. Marnie works to the front and takes it. Good work. Then around the body, clears defensive 50. No one can mark. Tigers take the crumb. It's kicked to a vacant wing, out of side. Dragons will get there first through Rough. He turns, wants support. Oh, he might have mucked it up. The Tigers arrive. Can they take the footy? They can from the wing. It's a high kick. Waitman the target. Up towards half forward. He had 2 to beat. Waitman couldn't, but they found the safety of the boundary line, and the ball's over and out of bounds for a throw-in across half forward for the Tigers.
You asked about Harrison Huntley, Jock. My feeling is he's okay. He was just winded. He's on the interchange gates at the moment.
Fair enough. Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Throw in across half forward for the Tigers. Player takes it, dragged down, penalised, free kick Dragons at halfback.
Joel Wharton receives the free kick. Tigers are going to have to do something special here. They're kicking against a 4-goal breeze. The momentum at the moment you feel is with the Dragon. It's a long 70-metre ball in the direction of Pascal Craig. Offering support also was Alex Wharton, who tracks it to the boundary line and will have another ball in. 3-point margin. Sandhurst, they are leading this elimination final. 9.5 in the last. Promises to be a big 15 minutes. The rest of season 2017 for one of these clubs, it'll be over. Now it's the Tigers. A long ball to half forward. Waitman, he's got 2 on 1. He feigned for the free kick. Won't get it. Cody Price off half back. Did well, and he'll send it wide to Luke O'Sullivan.
Every time they go to Waitman, there's 2 on him. Where's the other Tiger player? You know, they're not really playing it well. They're structured. It's kicked down towards half forward for the Dragons. Taken by Collins. He's had a great second half. Wobbles it inside forward 50.
Oh,
Clancy takes it, dragged down by the legs.
Oh, umpire.
No! Play on the call. Taken by Wharton, who's fired it. Well, I reckon he fired at goal, didn't he?
Yep.
He's kicked it right across the face and it's dribbled over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. Was that not Clancy dragged down by the legs?
Yeah, down by the legs. If anything, it was going to be a free to Kyneton, but he's was going to be a free to Sandhurst. He's paid advantage. Unbelievable.
So there's the throw-in. Deep in the forward pocket for the Dragons. Height takes it. Tried to get a kick. Was smothered. Marnie's got the football. Can't get out of the traffic. Taken by Josh Govan. Throws it on the boot. Bounces outside defensive 50. Towards the boundary line. Over and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Wow, take a breath here. It's going to be a big 15 minutes, as I said. 3-point margin. The Dragons, they've got the lead in the elimination final. Watson doing the ruck work against Harris of the Tigers. Watson fumbling footy. Half forward comes to the back door. Smothered kick. That was Holmes. Holmes butters up his own ball. He's desperate. Green offers support. Now it's the Tigers. Waitman somehow comes up with a football. Bangs it on the boot towards the wing. Hands there. This is Josh. He is calm, composed, now sends it high into the middle, looking for Dole, couldn't find him. It's a nervous ball now on half forward with the Dragons. It's flicked out to Wharton. This is Alex from 51. He'll go to East in the goal square and takes a mark.
He lost Kelly.
You're right, he lost him just outside of the goal square, so he'll be on a pretty tight angle, but only metres out from goal.
Yep, there was just the 2 of them, and Kelly was going back with him. Yep. And he just managed to nudge him around the back. Kelly was caught out. Good work, East. Good body work.
Things tough for the Tigers if East kicks this goal. Only metres out, pretty tight angle, and he's missed it. Wow, the pressure of this game. The Dragons have missed a number of goals, so they go to 8-16-64. 4-point margin, 9-6-60 Tigers. 12 minutes in the last, thanks to Kangaroo Flat Storage on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Nathan Dole, some of these misses by the Dragons could be game over for them.
Well, that was a huge let-off. The biggest problem for Kyneton this quarter, though, they're not really getting it past the half-forward line, and if they do, it's coming out very quickly.
Well, all they're doing is going straight to Waitman, and he's got numbers against him all the time. I don't know where the rest of the Kyneton forwards are.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it's kicked outside defensive 50, big pack of players. Every possession tough. Finally, the Tigers might have squirted it out. They have. Now a long kick down towards half forward. Out in front was the mark paid.
Yep. And/or
free kick it was. Taken by Scollard. Wastes no time. Goes long. No, in fact, he goes short and finds a teammate who's marked at half forward. He tricked me. Another little short one to Chambers. So Chambers has got it. Oh, I can hear the natives in the crowd getting restless. Chambers outside forward 50. Bombs it up into the pocket. Wants Waitman. Can't go back there and get it. 2 to beat. Dragon defence. They've got numbers. They work it back to Montague. Hemmed up against the boundary line. Throws it on the boot. Not a bad kick, but in the end it went straight to a Tigers player who plays on with a hand pass. Long kick from 60 out, bouncing ball, danger here, 20 out from the Tigers goal, kick off the ground, he's through.
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon it's O'Sullivan.
Tommy O'Sullivan?
It was.
Well, it was a big pack of players. We'll vote on it. Jacko, who was it?
It was definitely O'Sullivan.
Tommy O'Sullivan has absolutely made something out of nothing, and he's put the Tigers back in front by 2 points.
Yep, they finally got it
Gee.
deep inside 50. But
And it was just a fumble of players everywhere.
Yep.
So 10-6-66 Kyneton, 8-16-64 the Hurst, 14 minutes gone, final term, curtains for the loser, and it is the Tigers in front by 2 points.
They've pinched the lead back. They're kicking it against a strong breeze. Barnard Street end, up they go in the ruck. Harris won it. His kick was smothered. Marnie's there for the Tigers. Gives it by hand to Reece Megan. He'll send it wide to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan a ball inside forward 50. Schollard dived in after the footy. 35 out from goal. It was at his ankles. Sandhurst players dive on top of him to bind the ball up, and we'll have another ball up.
I reckon the key's still Waitman. He's lurking in the goal square.
Yeah.
95 goals. The interchange moves in this team have been very frequent.
Harris wins the tap, but Collins calmly gives it to a Dragons teammate in O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan short by foot and gives it to Lee Coughlin, who will slow things down deep in his defensive zone.
He's still inside defensive 50 from the back pocket. Lee Coughlin, scrappy old kick, bouncing ball, finds Holmes, bounced up for him. He's got it off with a hand pass to a teammate who goes to Montague. Oh, the Dragons have got room through the centre of the ground. It works out in the direction of hand, has a bounce, goes towards full forward, and the mark's taken. Green somehow lost his opponent and has taken the mark and 50 metres. So he's right in front, player on the mark between the uprights, and even though he probably should have kicked it, he was still going to have to kick from 25 metres. Now it's a gimme, goal to the Dragons, and they're back in front. That's Green's second. And what was the 54?
I think he just pushed him after he marked it. Yeah, it wasn't a lot in it, but he has pushed him. But again, just made what a
Silly
certain
little
goal.
mistakes.
Yeah, but excellent teamwork by Sandhurst though down the grandstand wing. They linked up really well, and yes, the kick in by hand was a terrific kick. Again, to advantage of a teammate, John.
Yeah, it was absolutely magnificent bit of play there by Sandhurst. They were out. They just ran it nicely. Hand just was composed as he ran from the wing to half forward. Well, seesawing battle here. Strap yourself in for the next 5 or 10 minutes, whether you're in your car or in the man cave back at home, because this is an elimination final at its best. Harris wins the tap for the Tigers. Tried to pick up his own ball. Couldn't get it. Oh, good work, Height. Picked up the footy, then lost it. Oh, he's been pinged.
Oh.
Yep, great tackle.
It was a great tackle. In fact, it was Green. No, it was Height. Should have went with the first one. Megan goes wide, sends it towards a teammate. Couldn't find him in Hamish Govan. They dive on top of the football, and Joel Wharton just calmly takes a free kick out of side wing. He'll look, just drive it long. You've got the win. The pressure on the Tigers now. He'll go short, still on the outer side wing, and finds Coughlin. Lee Coughlin. Now he'll go long. He'll be looking for Blair Holmes, who's at 49 metres. Also Stagg, who's back on the ground. A big comeback from Stagg. All of a sudden he's up and about. We had him cooked. Now he kicks it long into the forward zone. Only metres out from goal. Easter's there. He's got the football. Bustling. Tries to shovel it out, and the Tigers concede a minor score. 9-17-71 Sandhurst. Tigers 10-6-66. 17 in the last on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
5-point ball game. Dragons in front. Kelly hemmed in on the boundary line. Got around his opponent. Plays on for the Tigers. Goes down towards half back. Ball went over the back. Taken by Collins. Clever. Just pirouetted through the traffic. Got a hand pass off to Holmes. Holmes for the Dragons. Goes to the hop spot. Up they go. Good mark Megan in defence, last line for the Tigers. Turns them away. Goes long to half-back. Out of side. Brazil's there. Can't keep it in. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Tell you what, Jock, Andy Collins was impressive there. I was about 5 metres from it. He sidestepped around 3 players within about a second. It was extraordinary. Nick Stagg, too, they've put him on in the forward line just in the last few minutes. He'd been running the boundary relentlessly, but he's the type of player that could be a match winner up forward.
Inside forward, 50 now, 49 out. Zeb Green grabs it, goes around the body on the left to the goal line. It is a goal. The Dragons have the momentum. It could be enough. 10, 17, 77. Kyneton 10-6, 66, 18 and a half in the last. Thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bulk Carpets on Bendigo's Fresh FM. And what a goal, Nathan.
Yeah, excellent finish that one, John. He didn't have a lot of time. He's put it up into the breeze and sort of carried it through. But, yeah, a great goal, that one. Going to be very difficult for Kyneton now.
Almost looks like some of the Tigers have run out of a bit of petrol.
Yep, they're getting it and they're just kicking it. They're not running as much as you'd want them to be, especially into the wind.
Ball up, back in the centre of the ground. Tigers need the next if they want to keep anything going in 2017. Lee Coughlin took it. They locked him up in a tackle and the umpire's going to ball it up again. 19 gone, final term, 11-point margin. Dragons in front.
Up they go in the ruck, and the ball's been won there by Joshy Govan. Josh Govan sends it inside forward, 50 for the Tigers. Can they come again? They've got the football. O'Sullivan, he's only metres out. Can he grab it? He'll go around the body on the left. It'll go to the goal line. Good defensive work by the Dragons. Wharton goes over to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan one way, then the next. Hard up against the boundary line. He sends it beyond 50, but it's just a pack of Tigers. Oh, good work by Blair Holmes. And he consistently wins the footy and goes in the middle to Collins.
And Collins has got space. Why, you wouldn't know. Kicks to half forward. Oh, mark not taken by the Tigers. Hindenburg should have been. Dragons take it. Now they're running on top of the ground. They've got confidence. Pass inboard to Montague. And he's taken the grab. 45 out on a slight angle.
Montague kicks this. They're up by 11 points at the moment, but that little purple patch by Seb Green with 2 goals in 3 minutes was sensational.
Well, this is all over Red Rover to me if he kicks this. He has kicked one so far this afternoon, Brodie Montague. And he lines up from about 45 metres on a bit of an angle. And in he comes. Gives it a ride. Kicks the goal. And very well may have put Sandhurst into the second week of the finals. I would think the margin out to 17 points. So Montague, well, we thought at three-quarter time with the injuries to the Dragons boys and at least 1 or 2 rotations down, they mightn't have been able to finish off, but they've finished full of running.
They are. They're finishing a much stronger team. And again, that passage of play, they were just running forward to the ball, linking up really well. And yeah, Montague, he's played a great game for Sandhurst. Hasn't got a lot of the ball, but when he has, he's usually hit a teammate.
11-17, 83 Sandhurst, 10-6, 66 the Tigers, 21 gone. Final term.
They need to kick 3 straight here, the Tigers. Dan Davey in the middle, so is Waitman. But it's going to be the Dragons. They'll kick it forward in the direction of Holmes. Holmes will track a Tiger player. He did well. Tigers under pressure here. Good work by Clancy. Wins the football. Now sends it long up onto the wing. Good, strong contested mark by Davey. Tigers fans are calling for a 50 because he was dislodged with the ball. Umpire wouldn't give it. Goes short, finds a teammate. Now the Tigers, they need to make the most of this. A diving O'Sullivan takes it at his ankles, 60 out from goal. He now doesn't muck around. He'll go into the forward pocket to a pack of players. Arthur Rucci did well, a double fister towards the boundary line. Tracking the football was Isaac Ruff. Ruff now sends it long and wide and might have kicked it out of bounds on the full. And he has, and the free kick will go to Dan Davey of the Tigers.
So Davies got it between wing and half forward, outer side, long kick, inside forward, 50 again in a Waitman direction. Couldn't take the mark, picks up the crumb, can't get through the traffic, took him on, and Pole balled it up 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
Hamish Govan on the boundary too at the moment, boys, for Kyneton with cramps.
So there's the ball up. Tigers, well, as the minutes tick down, can they pull off some sort of a miracle? But the Dragons' defence stand up. They just scrap it somehow out of defence of 50. Bouncing ball towards the centre of the ground. Holmes meets it with courage and strength. Left it for Craig. Craig got it to Turner. Turner to Skinny Wharton. Running inside forward 50. Traps the ball. Closes to 20. And wins the game for the Dragons. She is all over Red Rover at the Queen Elizabeth Oval.
A player of his ability in the clear like that, he was never going to miss that. The moment he got the ball, he just ran on, and he's done that plenty of times, Jock, over the years.
Dragons 12-17-89. Tigers 10-6-66. 23 gone. Final term of the elimination final. And it is the Dragons who have absolutely finished full of running.
They have, yep.
What a classy, brave unit. Sandhurst have been here this afternoon. They're going to win this elimination final. Up they go in the ruck. It was Watson. Collins again. He coughed up the football on that occasion. He gave it to the Tigers in Davey. Davey will send it long inside forward 50. Ethan Foreman's been quiet. Tried to get it on his boot. He was tackled. Still 45 out from goal. Dragons doing very well. O'Sullivan dishes it off to a teammate who will now kick it long beyond 50, but there's no one there, and it'll be Joshy Govan. Joshy Govan now for the Tigers. He'll send it inside forward 50. They'll set themselves, and a mark's been taken by Reece Megan, 35 out on a 45-degree angle. And if they've got any chance whatsoever, he's going to have to slot it. Any chance.
Good on you.
Well, they're going to have to kick 3, aren't they? There might be 2 or 3 minutes left. Let's see what
They're
happens.
going to have to kick 4.
Oh, 4, yes, you're right. 4. Well, I was just trying to be optimistic. It's not going to matter because he's kicked a minor. So 10-7-67, the Tigers.
Get locked up for doing
12-17-89. Sandhurst 25 minutes in the last on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
that. So the kick out, well, to a scrap. Nobody can get the ball clear, and the umpire's going to ball it up. This has been a very, very impressive last quarter from the Dragons.
It has.
They are like an extra coat of shellac on your car, Dolly. They're shiny and smooth and new, and they've looked very, very, very good. Holmes takes the footy from the throw-in, kicks down the wing, grandstand side, hand pass, long, puts a player in space, then he got a fickle bounce, has to go back and chase it down, can't do so, it's over the line now to bounce, doesn't matter, it was Turner, and it'll be thrown back into play across half forward for the Dragons.
Final A-grade netball score, Golden Square 51, defeated Gisborne 47. So Golden Square with a 4-goal victory over Gisborne in A-grade netball.
25 gone, final term here, only seconds remaining from the throw-in, taken by Marnie, hand pass wide, got it to Clancy, Clancy half back for the Tigers, goes long and high to half forward, good mark in front, Schollard. See, they didn't,
50.
And 50. And 50.
2 50s, did you say there, or was that the nasty study?
No, I just repeated myself.
Yep.
Let me say again, Johnny, I just repeated myself. So 50 metres to Schollard, he'll line up and shoot at goal from about 25 metres out directly in front. And it is irrelevant. Because it is the Dragons who'll fight on to play next week. Schollard puts it through. That's 4 for Schollard for the afternoon. But the margin, well, too much to be made up in the remaining little bit of time.
Yeah, when the game was there to be won, Jock, it was Sandhurst who lifted. Like O'Sullivan put Kyneton back in front with that soccer goal, and we thought maybe Kyneton will go on with it, but it was Sandhurst that turned the game.
Yep. When the going get tough, Dolly,
Yep,
the
that's
tough
it.
get going.
Yep, that was something I couldn't really do when I was playing, Jock.
When the going got tough, Dolly, you just went home.
Yeah, went to
Mum, I'm home. Mum.
Went to the bench.
Yes.
Free kick being given by the boundary
Like a
umpire.
cup of tea, thanks.
It's an infringement in the centre square. So Dan Davey for the Tigers. Will go short by foot to Foreman. He's actually had a very quiet second half here. By hand, the old 1-2, back to Davey, back to Foreman. Foreman runs through the middle now. He'll send it long, looking for Schollard. Got his hands on the footy, front and centre. It was a good, nice bit of work there by Holden, who put it around the body, still into the hot spot. He was looking for Mangan, couldn't find him, and the ball comes out from Sandhurst, but a mark's been taken by Darcy Kelly on left. Half
another
forward
50.
will get 50.
Gee.
We'll take him right to the top of the goal square for the Tigers. Is there enough time, Jock Clark? Is there? It's not over till it's over.
Can somebody play the fairy music in the background? John.
It would be one of the greatest comebacks of all time in finals football in Bendigo, let's be honest.
Well, there's life, there's hope, Johnny.
28-minute mark. There could be a couple of minutes left. Tigers with the footy. Darcy Kelly slots it. Wow. So what does that take them to? 12-7-79.
Yep.
To 12-17-89. A 10-point margin. So still 2 kicks the difference at 28 minutes and 22 seconds. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Well, if the Tigers can win this centre break and get another 50 after marking, well...
Do we dare to dream, Jock Clark?
How many loose men have they got in the back half, the Dragons? You'd want a few, wouldn't you? I don't think they got any.
No, they haven't.
They've got it. No, now Green's going down.
Yep.
I was going to say, you've got to have a couple extra back half, ball up, centre of the ground, important takeout. Player grabbed it, he was locked up in a tackle, seconds ticked down, it was Holmes.
Well, there's a lot at stake for the Tigers. Luke Beattie at three-quarter time said to his players, we haven't won a final in 20 years. Do you realise how much that means to the club?
Ball up, centre of the ground, Davey won it towards half forward, but there's Collins. He's had a terrific game today. Wanted Montague, couldn't find him. Turned over, chance for the Tigers, scrapped inside forward 50, kick off the ground by Dole, ball went wide. It's a chance down there for Price, one way, then the other, turns, kicks to Craig and finds him. Sandhurst mark at half back.
And 50.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. So free kick to the Dragons at half back and a 50.
There's been a few 50-metre penalties today. I reckon there's been 5 in this clash, spread between the two sides.
5 50s?
About that.
So the Dragons with the footy, and the kick will be taken from between centre and centre wing.
This is Pascal Craig, who's been good for the Dragons. He'll kick it long. High ball, well inside forward 50. They'll set themselves high. He marked the football in the middle of the pack, then tried to ditch it off to Skinny Wharton. Skinny Wharton put it on the boot into the goal square, and it was a goal, but it was touched. If that made sense.
Yes.
It was a goal, but it was touched. Yeah, you got it?
So it then became not a goal.
That's it, a non-goal. 12-18-90 Dragons, Kyneton 12-7-79. 13.5 minutes in the last on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, some still hanging on for a Tigers miracle. Those of us with a little bit of reality know what the caper's all about. Schollard marks on the wing, grandstand side for the Tigers, goes to half forward, missed the target. Look at all the Dragons defenders back there. There's an absolute nest of them. They work it back before going forward. Price the target, they've turned it over. Tigers free kick. Foreman will take it. Outside forward 50. Wastes no time, goes with a little pass, taken by Govan. He plays on with another little pass. Waitman takes the mark. And he'll line up for goal. What won't matter. Tigers are done for 2017. Waitman has got the ball now. Player on the mark's probably about 30 out. Waitman starts wrong side of the boundary line. Goes for home and kicks a goal. Well, good for your personal tally, but at the end of the day, the Tigers are cooked for 2017. And the final margin, 5 points. Sandhurst 12-18-90, Tigers 13-7.